It's your boy B Neil.
We back. Episode number 70-something of the Absolutely Unsure podcast is about to start right now. It's about to start right now.
It's been a minute.
We're live. We're on YouTube right now if you want to watch it live. Of course not right now if you're watching, listen to fucking SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify. But
YouTube's down right now, actually, right?
No, it's good right now. YouTube's good now.
I mean, like for viewers.
Oh, no, because I was watching YouTube videos.
For real?
Yeah.
My shit was down.
And I was just looking at YouTube right now. There's people that was on live. They got like 80,000 viewers.
That shit weird.
They're doing their thing.
They just blocked the spiritual niggas.
Spiritual, conspiracy theorists, Trump.
They getting us up out of here.
They
getting us up out of here, man. They clearing us out.
Conservatives, they're like, you guys cannot be on YouTube right now. We're going to flood it with our content. And you guys can just wait until
go get your own shit.
Boys, man, appreciate everybody for listening. Like I said before, though, go subscribe on SoundCloud, Spotify, and iTunes if you just want to listen to the audio version. You can also go on YouTube, Absolutely Unsure YouTube channel to get the full episode there. I need to get better at fucking. I just be so lazy. Shit, I need to just upload. Like as soon as I'm done, I just need to upload. As soon as we're done, just go on the channel, hit upload.
I don't think that's our biggest problem. Our biggest problem is getting here.
Yeah,
because we got so much other shit.
It's consistency. I mean, we technically we can get it done. We got webcams. We can get it done if we we're putting the effort for you guys. Quality listening. I know you guys miss it. You love it. I looked at the views the other day. It's 600, 700. Like
we're still rising, man. We appreciate it.
We appreciate y'all. But anyways, we talk about all the time. We got a lot of topics today. Of course, election, Joe Biden, Trump,
It's just Joe Biden.
Well, it's just Joe Biden.
He won. He got it.
We don't know, man. You're
right. You're right.
Everybody's celebrating. I know people are saying, oh, even if Trump finds voter fraud, it's not going to be enough to overturn. That might be true.
How is it not enough to? Oh, because he still needs so many points.
He still needs like 50,000 votes here, 30. Like if you find 1,000, that's like, oh, these weren't. When people hear voter fraud, you think of like mischief. Some things just like
technicality.
In Wisconsin, you have to have a witness sign and put their address. Some of the ballots might not have it, so they're going to be thrown out. It's not like the Democrats. Joe Biden was like, just push them through.
Yeah.
Now, is there shifty shit goes on in elections? I'm sure. But I don't know if it's going to be enough.
What about the dead people?
The dead people thing, that's weird. That's crazy too. But I don't know. Who is it? Is it just everyday regular people who are like, I'm going to take advantage of this? Or is it like Democrat like leaders like push these dead people's votes in there too?
We never know.
You'll never be able to even.
Because it depends how many numbers it is.
Like I said, if Trump's out, he's out. Just bow out gracefully. This is the best thing I think that can happen for Republicans anyways. Because I don't know if I spoke about this on here, but I was just saying, if Trump was to win again, and then he can't run again in 2024, I feel like it doesn't give the Republican, that base that he created, any joy. Like nobody else after that is going to be like
as good as
give
Trump.
them enough to want to even be like enthused by them.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, we lost. So this whole Joe Biden presidency will keep them kind of energized. Y'all aren't going to forget about us. We're still
and then
here.
Trump can fuck around run again.
And Trump can run again. Now, do I think that's the best thing for them? No, because if he wins and then he's out in 4 years anyways, they're back in the same place of like, who do we get that's going to.
But I think if Trump wins the second time, he might modify his behavior. So he might not come in.
What's the point? It's the last time anyways.
But in the sense of,
I feel like that's less stress-free because you're not even worrying about re-election. You're like, I'm done anyways.
I get it, but then it's like, you don't even have to do it because you are, bro, your name is Trump at this point. Like, everybody know. You ain't even got to
I think Trump
come with that same energy.
Now solidified himself to be on the world stage for like, I don't want to say ever because I don't know how long the world's going to be here.
Yeah, of course. But then think about like the next 4 years what he may do. Like he may do a podcast. Who knows what he may do.
I was reading on Daily Mail. They said he got deals coming in like hundreds of millions of dollars for TV and he can for that.
Bro, Americans forget quick. He can easily change his image and people start loving that nigga.
If he is able to dive into like a media position where he controls his narrative. And he kind of does that himself with Tweety. But
if he really got to sit down and really express himself more than 260 characters, like niggas may start listening to him a lot more. Who knows? But that's like at the end of the day, I'm just saying he don't even need that same energy because he already ain't got that big.
And they already they already love you. You don't even need to come out with the fucking build the wall or this or that. It's like you're that guy.
You got them already, so you would basically just be getting everybody else not even everybody else because it was pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like he got like. Of course, people. Oh, Biden won the popular vote. It's like, okay, of course he's gonna win California. California got New York got millions and millions of people. Like California got millions and millions of people. Of course, he's gonna win the popular vote, even though he got Texas and Florida. But you got to think,
Florida,
New York and California is more condensely packed together. Texas is huge, but once you leave Houston and you're on your way to San Antonio and Dallas, it's nothing but like land. It's not like
San Antonio and Dallas is not as big as Houston.
Yeah,
by any means. Like,
and if you look at the maps,
Houston got the ports and all that shit. We just a lot bigger.
If you look at the
them.
maps, like how people win, it's not that Trump. It's just Trump can't get that. I don't what would you call it? What would you call Houston? Would you say that's like a what is it? Is that urban?
Yeah, urban.
It's rural. Like,
Joe Biden won all the cities.
Yeah,
Joe Biden won almost every major city.
Because you look at
it's crazy.
Like people talking shit like, oh, we can't go to Florida, but if you look at the Florida map, the places you would want to go in Florida. Oh yeah, voted blue. Miami was blue. Jacksonville, Orlando, Dayton, Tampa, like they're blue. It's just everything within the middle is all red.
That's how this, bro. I said this shit. That show redlining at its finest. It showed it at its finest right there because there's all the minorities, and it also show how programmed we are.
But the thing is with Trump, they was talking shit. It was like
I shouldn't say we, but
his white male vote went down and his minority vote went up.
Yeah.
And I remember even in like, because the Cubans in Miami were like in full, like they're Trump people. And they was trying to tell them like, oh, they're not really like, they're not real minorities. They're like white.
They told it, Joe Biden said that to us. She was like, you ain't even black.
They're white.
He said you're not black.
I don't know why I said Mexicans, but they're like white Latinos.
Yeah, I know what you
They're not.
Joe Biden did that same shit to us.
I'm like, there was a white person that was telling them, like, how you gonna tell a minority what they are?
Bro, I remember somebody was like, bro, I'm at the protest, and we was like, hey, don't Daylight was like, I'm at the protest. I'm like, hey man, don't throw the bricks, don't do this. Why you passing out bricks? And then the white people came up to him like, you don't know our problem, you don't know our plight. Like, bitch, what?
He's black. He's probably getting the worst. He's black with hella face tattoos. Like, he does weird shit.
Like, bitch, I'm trying to. How you gonna tell me?
I just don't be trusting shit like that. I just don't be trusting like movements that get co-opted by like people who is not even about
every minority
I don't
fight.
even like it's like
bro, that's
why I don't like it's not that I don't like Black Lives Matter or whatever. I hate that the people who like
it's ran by George Soros and the Democrats.
Not even, well, I mean, I guess not even who is because I guess that's like a true thing. I'm just talking about like how media will tie in like a Antifa with like it's like they're the same thing when it's not like the people who really care about like who really be out there like peacefully protesting, they'll get lumped in with that because the white people that come, or it could be what they call them, agents of chaos or something that just like are paid to act like they're a part of the movement, but they just cause destruction, which will make them look bad. There's things like that.
Yeah, the agents of chaos will make sense to what you were saying because I was thinking you were saying like how there's always had to been a white person in the room during our group meetings and stuff like that. We see that even with our groups. Like there's usually some white person running or funding somewhere in there, like having some type of say. But yeah, that makes sense. Because the Agents of Chaos, that's what you say with the Antifa. Like they'll wear the mask. Sometimes it be cops and shit like, well, supposedly cops and shit like that, and be causing chaos.
I see one video was a dude, he had a mask on, and the dude was like, "What are you, one of them fucking Antifa fucks? What are you doing here? What do you?" And the guy's like, police was like, real police was walking by him, and the dude was kind of just like, "Dude, what the fuck you doing here, Antifa?" And they like, flash that badge, like, man, I'm the fucking police. Watch, like, back, you know what I'm saying? Like, they be sending them undercover, like, they be doing, like, it's nothing too far the real possibility at this point. Like,
we know that.
I used to be like, oh, these are conspiracy theories. People are just making up shit. No. These things happen.
You got it. The KKK, one of the KKK dudes mentioned it. He was like, why go kill a black man? We could just go drop off some guns and drugs into the hood and they just have at it.
I mean, yeah, we gonna get to that when we get that King Von.
It's similar to that. It's like, you can you don't even have to really participate in it. You just cause the chaos, add to it.
But I mean, we kind of start talking about the election, but we didn't really get too deep in. Do you want to keep on with the election shit, or do you
what else we got?
Just like the King Von and you want to say that for later?
I mean, it don't matter how we rolling,
cause we dive and we get into it, man. We ain't been here in a while.
Yeah,
we can talk about it. That's what I'm more like
into right now.
Shit's like whatever. Whatever's gonna happen with that, either Trump gonna concede, or they're gonna find some votes that are bad, and he's still gonna like whatever. Whoever's the president,
we could come back to it.
It's not gonna change my life. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But anyways, as we know, King Von was murdered on Friday morning, like early, club time, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., that type of time, Friday morning. And then just today, another, you know, semi-notable rapper, Mo3. Is it Mo3 or just Mo? I think it's Mo3. That's why I heard Mo3. He got killed in a freeway, on the freeway in Dallas. So I'm not, I think somebody say it's a pandemic, an epidemic of rappers being killed, right?
I agree.
X got gunned down in his hometown. Nipsey got killed. Pop Smoke got killed. Plenty like there's other rappers I don't know that are kind of like low, I won't say low name, but that we don't really know they got killed. I know 2 Houston guys got killed. I think it was last year. And then now King Von got killed, and then now Mo 3 got killed. What do you think it is about like up and coming rappers getting killed? I seen somebody tweet like, how come this doesn't happen in any other genre? Like you don't hear country music stars going to other people's cities or even in their own hometown getting murdered. I mean, I know the answer, but going there and getting murdered, you don't hear about rock stars going and getting murdered. Like you just don't hear about things. But for some reason, young men in hip hop have to worry about going places and being murdered. But I'm gonna let you like.
For me, I mean, it's mostly layered, but I think how we talk about how the exploitative nature of the industry, and it's not that I'm saying we perfect or don't have flaws, but they highlight that shit and they keep feeding that back to us, and it's like no one's really trying to actually make that change, especially in these higher up things. And when I think about our community, bro, and like all the like just the dysfunction, there's no leadership, there's no guidance. And even in the streets, there used to be a code at a certain time. Like niggas at this point are violating. Like even with certain rappers that died recently, I've heard the situation that caused these things, like just violations. So there's no guidance. And then when you see the type of exploitative nature that's being always pushed to us, that's our guidance. And y'all, I try to be like, man, yeah, these niggas dumb as hell, they dumb as hell. But at the end of the day, that's all they know, whether it's real or not. Like it makes money. Both ways. Whether you faking it or you really doing it, it makes money. And that's the dangers in that. And it's so much harder to have actual real content or actually be a real man in a sense that do it the right way because nobody promotes that shit. And when you do it, it's a slow grind, like and it's hard as hell. And it's still not praised once you get up to the top. And I think that's just another part of just us being lost and not really understanding shit. And like I said, I think it's a big part of even the niggas that's in, like a lot of the older niggas in jail, like the OGs and shit, they move with street codes, bro. I know it's a few niggas that violated and shit like that, but they got dealt with. Now everybody violating. Yeah. Like there's no OGs, there's nobody guiding none of this shit. Like when you talk about there is war in Chicago and shit, ain't no politics, ain't no like we do it this way or these people don't like we going. Anybody can get dealt with. Kids get and it's like it's just we know how the mob used to move. It's the women and children get protected. Regular citizens get protected. Because we ain't trying to bring no heat to this shit. So it's like, them niggas don't have no code, bro. And we could see it. And it's like for instance, like, I get killing niggas. Like, I ain't saying I understand it or it makes sense, but I understand that happens. Like, just in the nature of things. But now you rapping about it? Yeah. Like, that's crazy. And then it's like, now you putting a target on your head. It's like, are y'all even thinking how we talk about niggas in survival mode? That ain't even survival mode. You're doing shit that's counterproductive. You're surviving now. Yeah, and like you're getting $100,000. Like you're surviving. Facts, and now you survived. Facts, and you're doing counterproductive shit. So, but I don't mean to cut you off, but I do wonder if it's because I listened to the interview with King Von's manager, and he was speaking about like his artists because he also he managed King Von, who just passed away, but he also manages YNW Melly, who's in prison for not killing people, but he's going to trial for killing 2 of his best friends. He was saying that a lot of these people look at these guys like, oh, they're idiots, oh, they're stupid, oh, they're doing this. It's not that they're doing these things actively now. This is what he said. Not that they're actively in these things now, is that they blew up so fast that their things that they've done in the streets still are hunting kind of lingering because they're just, it's like if you was a street nigga right now and then you blow up in March, like, you're blowing up, but you still got those people who after you might want to get you, and even more. You, especially now because you're famous. Like, of course, they envy that shit. Like, it's like
this guy who we hate, like now he's making it, he's living. We see him at All-Star Weekend. We see him hanging out with this celebrity. He got the Drake color. Like we see these things and they hate.
But
it.
what's crazy even more to it, like you rap about it still though. So it's like you egging them niggas on, like yeah, nigga, you pussy niggas, I made it. Y'all didn't, like, and we killed y'all.
That's
like,
the thing. That's
crazy, bro.
Maybe not every rapper, but when it comes to Chicago people, that's the main thing I see when it comes like Chicago niggas. They make it and then they still rap about their
like
ops.
that, bro. It's a dude named Tuki or Took. Like nigga,
I
young.
I didn't know who the fuck Tuka was.
And it's like people that other people rap about it and don't know it, and then they get in trouble.
Young and May was on freestyle. She's like smoking on that Tuka, and she had to apologize. She's like, "Oh shit, I didn't even know."
Because that's violating. That's violating.
I thought that was like. I thought that when they say that, they was just talking about like I was smoking loud. That's what they thought it was. But I looked up a video, and when you look at what like who Tuka is, you think about it just in context, like it's just a 15-year-old kid who got murdered at a bus stop. Now he was in the gang.
Well, so I'm about to say supposaly
he was in the rival gang.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I'm not. Okay,
supposedly
I kind of set it up like it was just. Oh, he's
supposedly
just
he killed someone on one of the gangster disciples or whatever.
His brother allegedly killed a guy that's on like that side, like you know the Chief Keef that came up. Those people
and call him at the
and then they call him at the bus stop. Say, hey, when's the bus coming through? They killed him, and then
another nigga at a bus
and killed a dude named Odie, and that's why they call it O Block. And the other side calls themselves. They don't call themselves, but they're like area. It's Tukaville.
And then supposedly another rapper died 2 weeks later that was on the Tukey dude side that died at the bus stop as well because they caught him slipping.
They killed it. Like, it's like ping pong. It's like you kill mine in wiki years.
And for me, I think Chicago's a different case than like something that happened in Mo3 or something that happened in Dallas or something that happened to XXXTentacion. Like Chicago is a special case of just the trap, like, and it's amplified and it's only gotten worse. And the thing about it is, media has a part in that too by giving giving so much
attention,
influence and attention to it, gave it so much power, and so many other rappers like let's do it the same way they do it. Like, and it works because I think all the little white kids that like to hear the gangster shit, all the black people that's suburban that likes to hear the shit. It's so many people that's not really cut from that cloth.
It's like the real street guys are like amplifying their street life to, I guess, acquiesce to suburban black people and white kids who would never even
participate.
Like when I listen to like King Von's music, I don't listen to it like he better really be living that.
Yeah,
I'm just like, does it sound good? Is it what I'm saying? Is it cool? I don't. But these kids who will be on the internet be like, he better really be living that.
They're in charge of the code.
That's what people hate. Russ, but Russ been saying that for the longest time. Like these people, y'all think like y'all are when y'all doing hip hop, y'all are speaking to these black youth. Hip hop's ran by like little 13-year-old white kids in the room that are like, on the internet making memes or doing this or doing that. Like you're pushing for that audience.
Drake literally made Tootsie Side for TikTok.
Not even you might not even know. You might think like, oh, I'm making hip hop, so I'm speaking for black people. But the people that are consuming your shit. Like, I'm not saying there's no black people, no hood people.
One of the black women rappers or singers said something like, I only want to make music for black people because I'm getting tired of only going to my concerts, only being surrounded by white people. Yeah. And I mean, beggars can't be choosers. If you want to get this bread, you better get this bread. But I get what she's saying in the sense of, you would think it's black people supporting you, which they are, but they can't financially just come out and see us. So when you really think about
$200 for a concert, it's like, that's
200 or shit, just the time and day. I got kids that day. It's so much. The reason that black people really resonate with your shit because they really going through the shit. Yeah. But the white people that support you for trendy shit a lot of times, not all the time, but like, or just the nerds or the people that's not really about the shit. Like that's who really run the culture. Like, and I think that's a big problem of why this industry is so fucked, because it's all about numbers. And at the end of the day, black people and destruction gets a lot of numbers, so it's only gonna get pushed further.
And it's like the Chicago thing. The bad thing about Chicago being like publicized in the media is like Chirac, and like when you think of a guy who say he from Chicago, you think of dangerous. Oh my god! Like if you say you're from Chicago, I feel like, and you're a rapper, and you not like a Chance the Rapper type of nigga, but you look like the king.
But that's what's crazy.
Then you automatically get that street cred, like, oh, he's in Chicago. So people, even kids that live in the hood of Chicago, but really, they might be like nice kids. They really don't want to, but they're like, damn, I can do this and become famous. I might as well lean into it even if I know I'm really not like that, but am I gonna want to get this $100,000 here, or do I want to like try to go to school?
The thing about it as well is it's free marketing and publicity for these gangs.
Yeah.
Because when we hear a lot of the gang shit that get talked, like, oh, I don't know what that mean. Tuki, we don't know what that mean.
Well, I don't. It's just like,
But these are gang references that I have no idea what this shit mean. But they amplify that shit, and people that's like that shit and are intrigued by that shit get pulled into that shit more. Like people that's actually surrounded by that shit, I'm like, man, I really don't want to join the GDs because I know niggas getting killed every day, but they are making a little money. And then shit, them niggas do be getting on YouTube. Them niggas do be getting views too. Like, so it's like, it's just like a nigga that used to wear the chain in the hood, or like niggas used to look up to the dope boy. Now you look up to the hood niggas on YouTube, like, and shit. A lot of niggas could act or staying home. Like, think about Tekashi, how he was able to pull that shit off. Like,
that's one of the most like people like hate Tekashi, but he did like one of that besides like getting niggas locked up, killed, shot up. Besides like all that, he was able to like expose how
weak the industry is.
I'm trying to,
how gullible the industry is.
You could just act like you from the streets and it'll just blow you up, even if you're not even nowhere.
Not the streets, but the industry,
the whatever they think it is. Like he acted like he was a blood. He was around 1 million bloods. Like he was a gangbanger. I'm the toughest guy. Nobody can check me. I don't got to check it. I don't got to do none of that. And it worked. And the only reason it worked is because nobody initially checked him.
Yeah.
Now, if Tekashi been talking all that shit, I don't got to check it. I don't got to do whatever. And let's say he first went to LA and not died, but say he would have got shot in the arm and like he would have got shot.
It's different for Tekashi because he white.
What do you mean he's white?
Anybody just trying to kill a white boy.
I thought he's Mexican.
He white.
You just like them fucking people.
In reality, he's white. Even he's European.
Why is that?
Spaniards are European.
How you know his people didn't come from Africa down to the South America?
Colonizers.
No, I'm saying like because a lot of the slaves didn't stop in America. They went to the.
If he has white pigment, Latin, Latino, European.
His ancestors still be slaves.
Still European. But what I'm saying is, the white skin people don't be trying to. If it was a nigga saying that, it was another black man. I ain't checking in. So you got killed in the
like, if it was like a dark skin like Mexican dude, would you think they would try him then?
Maybe not, because Mexicans still. You don't want to fuck with Mexicans. Them niggas could. And he really a gang member? Like he was like MS-13 rapper or something.
I think people was more in line to check Tekashi. Now that you saying that, I'm just thinking about it. There was more in line to check Tekashi because he was around black dudes. If Tekashi was a Mexican rapper and he was backed by like MS-13, nobody would. I don't think nobody would have said nothing. If he had if he was like
Vice Lords or some shit.
Say there was a Mexican rapper who could speak English very well, and you knew he was backed by the Sinaloa cartel, you're not going to tell him shit.
I think I almost choked on my water.
You would not say nothing to him. If you see Tekashi chilling with, because he's out there, El Chapo's son.
Bro, my chest started drinking.
Going to say nothing to him.
It's the sad truth, but like with black people, we don't value, like not us, but other like degenerative black people don't value black life. So they'll take another black man life like that. That's talking shit, trying to like, nigga, you ain't no better than me, nigga. I don't love myself, type shit. So that same with a Mexican. Nigga, I don't. So it's the same. So it's a lot of niggas be tempted or not as. They're not tempted to go out the race type shit. Like niggas don't be fucking with that shit like that. But yeah, like you said, Tekashi, bro, he pulled it off easy. Bro. And then to think about this, Tekashi not the only one. Lil Wayne, Chris Brown. How many other rappers go blood or crip after they get famous? Boy. So it's so many, bro. It's so many.
Did Tiger do it for a little bit?
Man, I think almost every rapper, for the most part, have done it. Or been affiliated.
Even Drake has like a little, not like gang.
It's close.
He got that. He tried to make it more like
mafios. Got the mafios.
Yeah, he tried to make it more like cool, like mobs. He got like.
But it's still a gang.
Yeah, it's still a gang. Yeah. Regardless of how you slice it, just like
it's a little probably more scarier
because I feel like it sounds better when you're like I'm a part of
the mafios,
the mafia, rather than like I'm in a gang. Like if you say I'm in a mafia, people are like ooh. It's a little bit more respect.
A gang sounds childish.
It's white collar when you're
a gang sound like you're behind the corner store or behind the school, just wreaking little chaos. You ain't doing much. You're not organized.
You and your gang are gonna come get me?
Yeah,
please, buddy. I got the mafia behind.
Is the mafia or cartel? Like those words.
No, cartel is like cartel's the worst. But like if anybody's like, oh, I'm part of a gang, you like, I could probably fuck with this dude. You cool. I'm part of the mafia. But if you meet somebody and say, "Oh, I'm a part of the cartel," you're not messing with him. I don't care who he is. And I'm not even saying mess with him like trying to go tough with him. You're not gonna try to be his friend. You're not trying to kick with him. If anybody tells you they're in the cartel, you are not even nowhere near him. If someone's like, "Oh, I'm part of the blood gang," you're like, I know a couple bloods. I kick with you.
Yeah, like Taylor gang. Yeah, I like gangs.
I like gangs too. Shit, gang, Wolfpack gang, Wolf gang, whatever. That's cool. Oh yeah, I'm part of the cartel.
And let's be realistic. Besides Chicago, that's how it is. Gangs are not that active right now. Like there may be a little personal vendettas that happen in between gangs, but for the most part, things are peaceful.
I think it's more like not. It's like cliques again. Like that,
yeah,
like that. Clique. Like, we're part of the 505 Park Boys, or like Eminem Young Boy. Like they're a part of a gang. I don't know which one they're like either Bloods or Crips, but they call themselves 4K Trey. Like they don't call themselves.
They move on their own affiliation basically, and yeah. So shit crazy.
But anyways, keep on shit right. So he was beefing with Quando Rondo, who was an associate of NBA Youngboy. They get to the fight. Quando Rondo's homeboy come around the corner, shoots King Von. He passed away. He died. Sad story. Everybody is, tweeting. They're all condolences, streaming the music, all this shit like that, right?
No.
And I just because it's like I just started hearing about. Like I've heard about King Von, like maybe like a month or two ago. He's been out since like I think 2019. I just recently started hearing him more and more and more lately. It's just crazy to me, like when you take a certain leap, like this is his first like debut album that literally dropped the week he died. It's just shit like this would be crazy to me.
How convenient is that?
How it just happens like that. Like, okay, debut album gets killed by a rival guy you just don't fuck with.
Petty shit.
And it's all shit that could easily be avoided. It's like you never want to see somebody get killed and be like, yeah, well, it's his fault. But it's like that. Just the way it's really the way the manager set it up. How I look at it. It's just like when the manager said that one of King Von's homeboys said, "Hey, Quando Rondo over there." He hopped up out his cause he was chilling in the car. He hopped up like, "Oh, for real?" He got out the car. You watch the video. As soon as you see Quando Rondo start stealing off, it's like. Not say you add, but you know what I'm trying. Like it's like. Because you in that street life. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because he's really street. He's looking at Quando Rondo like just a rap nigga. So he's like, they're not gonna do anything. They're just gonna fight.
I don't mean any disrespect, but these niggas move like soldiers, and they supposed to be moving like leaders and kings. Like you getting out the fight. Like you work too much to even be trying to touch a nigga that you consider worthless. Like at a certain level, you have to look at yourself differently. And like niggas don't even realize that. Like you're moving like a low level nigga, bro. Like
you ever play games like on YouTube? Not even play games. But you ever watch YouTube videos and you see like that little mob game pop up and it's like you're like a low level guy?
Yeah.
It's like you're like I used to talk shit about Russ because Russ would like get in fights with rappers and he would boast about it, but it's not him fighting them. It's his guys that go get him. But like now I guess I kind of understand what he's saying. He's like, I'm the guy. I'm like this guy. Like you said, I'm the guy. I'm not going to fucking get the people. Yeah. These people are gonna go get the people. I'm gonna keep my hands clean. Even I feel like that's still stupid. Like there's no if you're not gonna go handle yourself.
No matter how it happened, think about Meek Mill. Meek Mill didn't touch Quentin Miller, but we all know.
Yeah.
That he touched me. He touched Quentin Miller.
Yeah.
But it's that approach. But versus another time, Meek Mill jumping out the car trying to chase a nigga down. Clear evidence. If you hurt that nigga, that you can be. Like you get hold. So I said I don't mean no disrespect, but bro, you gotta look at yourself differently. Like, bro, you gotta look at the odds. That's why niggas when you get to a certain level, you don't play them odds games because that type of shit happens all the time. Or random shit happen. Yeah. So like you just
especially like
no guidance.
Nighttime, a club, a city you're not from. You don't.
Why you just sitting in a car? You too comfortable.
You don't know who. You don't know what they have. You don't even know who's with them. You just don't know. You didn't even do the surveillance, and then to have it happen, it's kind of like It's like we said too, because we was talking about before we got on. It's having that Chicago like that Chicago thing on your jacket is bad for you too, because a lot of people see that as these guys, if they ever catch you from their persona and what we hear, they'll kill me. It's not that they'll beat me up; they'll kill me. So when I see that his homeboy come around the corner, it's probably like, I gotta save this because I've heard about it. They're gonna kill him.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I made a video about it. I was like, I wonder if they're gonna be able to do a self-defense type thing.
Because they attacked him.
They initiated it, and there was a lot of people.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was just one-on-one. Like, it looked like it was one-on-one, but it's like if I'm with you, you stay on this side of the car, and I just see a guy come steal off you, but then I see a wave of people coming.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it him versus Eric? You know what I'm saying? I can't just assume that.
That's just how it looks, because the crowd gonna come, but then you just never know either. You never know either. That's how fights happen, bro. When especially in an area you don't know. Like that's why I say you too comfortable, bro. Like when we go to parties and shit, like bro, we be hella vigilant of what other niggas doing.
Man, I am visual. That's what really go.
And we're not nobodies.
We're not. Yeah, I'm not a gangster. I'm not even like known nowhere. I just gotta be aware.
I don't want to be in the crosshairs of other nigga shit. Yeah, that's why we vigilant. You a nigga that's supposed to be known. Like bro, you moving like a regular Joe, bro, and you gotta hide you. Bro, you worth a lot, bro. Yeah. You even if you like XXXTentacion, like it wasn't that's gang shit, but you worth a lot. Yeah. And niggas be hungry. Niggas be hungry, bro. So you gotta be very cautious of that shit.
If I ever got like to a certain level of fame, even if I was just famous for doing podcasts, I'm not a rapper, I would still move vigilant. I would assume I would.
This nigga 50,
I move vigilant now and I'm not nobody.
50 Cent walked around with a vest on.
Yeah,
that shit wasn't for
and hella security.
Yeah, that shit was for reasons. That shit wasn't for fun. Shit wasn't just for looks. So it's like niggas know, like you have to like distance yourself. Like I even want to bring Nipsey into it. Like Nipsey's such an influential figure. I know it's hard to be like why wouldn't you think you're not protected there? But it's like, bro, you need niggas around you that's on alert at all times, bro. It's like thinking like when the president walk around. And the nigga, the security nigga just get lackadaisical and just
chilling.
Nigga, no, you get paid not to chill.
You're on high alert at all times.
At all times, bro. So I don't want no nigga. I ain't trying to have a nigga around me that's my friend that just want to have a good conversation too. You can't talk to me. Yeah. I need you looking so I can have productive conversations because I don't want to be watching my back. That's what I hire you for and maybe 3 or 4 other niggas. Yeah. I remember Kevin Hart had
I'd say at least like 2, man. Like I'm talking about like a Nipsey situation.
Yeah, to prevent
that.
Let me say this. And just having that and people know you had that around you that's always alert, keep niggas away. But
I don't even think like if I wasn't like I want to just keep it on Nipsey, just anybody. If I was famous and I was in like because he was in Crenshaw, he was in the hood, I don't think I'd just be hanging outside. I be like, if y'all want to talk, let's go in the store.
I said that about NBA YoungBoy.
Let's go in the store.
I said about NBA YoungBoy. You just sitting on the block with your kids and all that shit.
NBA YoungBoy lives in like Springer, Woodland, somewhere in Houston. He just be walking the fucking neighborhood. Like, no. I know you're in the Woodlands in the spring, so you feel like you're safe. Hey, let's not be an idiot. And I know you think you're safe, but you don't know. These kids are driving by you, filming you, your house, your everything. Look at the Pop Smoke. We don't know if this is that guy he got caught up, but like people would investigate.
Twitter people.
His homeboy took a picture. He took a picture of like their bag and had the address on it. And they took a picture of the house, had the address, and then people come.
I'm pretty sure it's public records. You can get people addresses. No bullshit though.
Well, I mean, he doesn't live there. It's just like if I rent an Airbnb, how the fuck they find me?
Yeah.
But they said like, oh, someone knows that area or someone knows this.
It reminded me of Kevin Hart. He was like, I remember hiring some security guards. When we went to Applebee's, them niggas was trying to put me in the middle. They ain't want me next to the window. They ain't want me next to the booth. And it was like a joke, but it's like, I need niggas that take it that serious.
Yeah, nigga, you are the thing. Like, think about it. Kevin Hart is that might be a reach of a number, $1 billion empire, 100 million. He's at least
he's worth $1 billion.
100 million.
He may not have $1 billion. He's worth it.
Empire, though. Think about it. If Kevin Hart dies, I'm not saying the Plastic Cup Boys can't do this. They probably can't go have a show here, but like your name is what holds up this entire umbrella. If you die,
nigga, Kevin Hart and The Rock, goddamn, holding up Hollywood. Without them 2 niggas, I don't know what Hollywood would be doing with numbers.
Man,
Let's be real.
As far as box office shit,
like, nigga, them two niggas. If you don't have them in your movie, bro, your movie not really getting numbers, bro. Like,
unless you're Marvel, that's the only place you could go.
Yeah,
you could just throw anybody in Marvel.
You gotta have some real good marketing these days.
You just throw anybody in Marvel and you'll be good. But yeah, it's like you have to stay. Cause I was thinking about the day. I was like, I wonder if I was famous and I was rich. I was like, oh, I always wanted to get a Wraith. I always wanted to get like a nice car. I was like, but I wonder, just seeing how people are just so envious and jealous, would I want to even drive around? Because even like we could get into the Mo 3 killing, like getting killed on the freeway. Now, his seems different only because I don't think it was like a random nigga see me in my car and I shoot you because I'm happy.
They was following that.
If somebody, if like you see somebody, you get out your car to run, I feel like it's like you know what's going on here when you see this person. But just even with that situation, getting caught on the freeway, like I see people filming like Slim Thug all the time. Oh, he's in his Rolls Royce. Like, well, I wouldn't even want a car that bring me attention. I just want like an all black Tahoe that's just like.
I mean, you can tint that hoe out though.
What?
You can tint that hoe all the way out. Nobody see you in there.
The Rolls Royce?
Any car.
But I was thinking of just people being like wanting to follow, like because they see that flashy car.
But if you tint it out,
I'm not worried about them just noticing me. I'm just saying like people seeing them cars and be like,
and then they like, what's this black?
Target.
Yeah. So, but now, like, if you famous, I can see how maybe that could correlate. But yeah, I don't know.
But it's kind of like what you said too, though. It's like if you see if it's unfortunate that if some people see a white guy driving a Rolls Royce, they're just like, oh, that's dope. But let's see a black dude, it's kind of like, man, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's like
he may be a drug dealer.
Not even like what you do. I'm just saying like how you said like something like you said black people won't like kill white people because they're just like whatever. You say they don't care about themselves, but like a black dude see another black dude is kind of like fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like this fucking I don't know. But anyways, like with the Mo3 shit, Mo3, I don't know, I'm probably butchering the name, but Mo3 getting killed in Dallas is just a sad line of a cycle of rappers getting on, rappers getting killed, rappers getting on, rappers getting killed. It's not nothing new, of course. Biggie, Tupac killed. Biggie, like these people get murdered as rappers all the time. But for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's social media, and there's way more rappers today than back then because social media, anybody can just get a fan base and a following. It just seems like it's at least once a month somebody's getting killed or just dying.
I think them niggas got a curse. I think black rappers are cursed. I mean, we know black men and black people in general are cursed if we talk about just our states of existence. But I think black rappers, bro, it's like I don't see it no other way, man. Like it's too, because it's like when you could take the murder shit and the niggas dying like that, but then you gotta add in Juice WRLD. You gotta add in all these other niggas that had some overdosing and shit too. So it's like, man, it's a lot of black niggas getting sent to jail. I just think, nigga, once you become a black rapper, and bro, Tory Lanez, I'm just saying, like, the state of black rappers is bad right now.
Yeah.
The big niggas is good, but anybody under that, bro, it's a deadly game out here. Like, it's a target on your back for some reason. What I told Darius, I'm like, we are on attack on all fronts. Bro, in Chicago, yes, it's a lot of shit to deal with self. You gotta keep in mind media, a lot of other shit. And then just other places, bro, we're attacked on all fronts. And I think that plays a part of that curse. Because either we don't understand how we playing a part of our own shit, and then same way other people don't give a fuck, and they gonna capitalize on that shit. So it's like, I think that's the curse.
That's why I don't get the whole
one thing. Like even with drugs and shit, they say like if you talk about drugs and shit, that's popular. That's good to talk about. The industry gonna tell you to keep talking about that shit. Keep doing that shit. Like Future, don't do that shit, but he talks about it all the time because that's what makes money. So yeah, that shit a deadly game out here.
It's like it's kind of like we talked about. We was talking about like, okay, yes, police brutality is a horrible thing, but it's like if we hit a button right now, say black people will never be brutalized by police again, they'll never get killed by it. We just hit like a magical random button. Is that like the ending? Like why is it when people bring up these violent things, it's like, no. Don't say that. Now I get up, don't bring it up trying to diminish the police thing. But even sometimes people just want to like start another conversation, like away from police brutality about it. It's like, no. We're not gonna bring it up, we're not gonna talk about it. I mean, at a certain point, it gotta be talked about. Like I get it, people say, oh, because of poverty and this and that. But it's like, if we are broke, what the fuck we fighting each other for? It should be like a revolution against like
but
something else.
Thing, this is what I came to conclusion, like when you're attacked on all fronts, you don't want to live that life. You kind of hate yourself. And I talk about these niggas that's dying and the situation they put themselves in. They don't have very much self love, and it looks like Johnny said they asking for it, and then I said they don't want to live, so they kind of do dumb shit. But you gotta think about it. You have no love. There's nothing but treachery and trauma around you. So at the end of the day, you like, fuck it. I don't got anything else to live for, so you don't really ground yourself in reality. So, like I said, when you're being attacked on all fronts, it's easy to feel like it's you against the world. And when it's like that, you don't care about shit. You don't have too many feelings, and even then, you like nobody care about me. So you go through a series of trash ass thoughts. I feel like, and I feel that on my own level. But even for somebody in the hood, bro, yeah, that shit's like ain't nobody out here for me. And it's like, nigga, fuck this world, fuck a lot of shit. Like, it's just a depressing. That's why, I mean, we see it in every community where people are depressed and just dealing with that shit. Cause it just, I don't know, it's a difficult topic. It's multi-layered. Like, even other groups of people, they're attacked on all fronts. And it's like, you can't just say it's cops. You can't just say it's us. You can't just say it's the government. It's a mix of a bunch of shit. So, yeah, it's definitely a difficult conversation to have. Shit hard as hell to talk about.
Because it's just, like you said, it's so many different layers. It's poverty is where you abused, where you told you you weren't worth
we fed bullshit.
Do you see that you just look like, even a kid like just looking at people around them and you're looking at your situation like, damn, nobody around me is doing shit. So you think, I will never get out of these projects. I will never be able to. I go to school. Everybody's bullshitting. People doing drugs. Everybody joining gangs. My friends dying at 12, 13. 14. It's like,
and you surrounded.
I get it.
Your teachers tell you ain't shit. Your mama tell you ain't shit. Everybody like the society tell you ain't shit. So eventually you believe you ain't shit. Like, that's the shit I say. You just don't even love yourself. So it's like, and then you ask them to change. Change what? I ain't never seen nothing to change. Like, nigga, we surrounded in this shit. So it's like, that's when we be like, the cops and reparations gonna help, but it's so much healing that has to be done.
It's just, it's like, it's this, then that.
Because you give them money, the niggas go buy guns, alcohol, and keep doing the shit they doing. Because it's a mindset at this point.
It's a stunt. Okay, now I got money. I'm gonna buy Gucci and flip. Now y'all broke ass niggas, y'all ain't got that. But then you be broke. Like, watch somebody who seem like they got a lot of money for like a couple of months on Instagram, and they get off Instagram for months. They're not doing I'm going to self heal and I'm going. No, they're going to figure out how they can come back. How they can come back on Instagram and look good.
Yeah, because it's a state of mind. So you asking those people to change themselves when they are a broken state of existence, basically. So it's like asking a child to change itself, or asking a sick person to heal themselves. You got to go to the doctor. You got to go. That's why black people know we need therapy, but then we know they ain't gonna understand us either. So like, they ain't fucking with that shit. They gonna put some more programming in me. So yeah, we don't have many people we can go to.
I think it's just like,
outlets.
And it's like we said earlier that street life is glorified. Like, if you are then you are real. If you like, you solidify, but that street cred, like people say that.
It's the only real shit you see.
The quota, what was it like it's corny, but like street cred don't get you something, like street credit don't work in like real life or something like that. Like, okay, you got street cred,
but
who
like, gives a fuck?
How does that transfer?
Who gives a fuck when you're not accepted by real life?
How does that transfer to be like building a legacy for you and your family? How do you get yourself out the hood? How do you not even like when I say people get out the hood, like, they don't got to get out the hood and become millionaires or bajillionaires. Like, you can just get out the hood and become middle class and be like living a decent life. Yeah. Like,
but that's the square mentality, and be like, that shit lame. I'm trying to get my millions.
Like, oh, you're lame, you're this, you're that.
But that's
like,
what you think you need, because your poverty and the shit that you seen so bad. That's what you like, man. That's the only way I can get away from this shit. Because it's like, you don't have a reasonable plan, because you really don't know what it takes to get out of it. You really don't. It's a mentality that's just broken. You don't think about, oh yeah, I just need $50K and I could be good. I don't got to deal with this type. I give me a better apartment. I don't got to see these niggas no more. And niggas don't think like that, because it's their state of mind.
And it's kind of like, when you're stuck in this area, you never seen past that area.
A lot of niggas, my cousins never, bro. I took my cousins to the beach for the first time, like from Fifth Ward. They never had been to the beach. Darius never been to the beach before, till he graduated high school. And Darius is not like the typical gang, super street dude. But no, a lot of black people don't get to travel because of the situations and reasons. That's why we talk about going to concerts and shit. We barely can go to the beach, nigga, let alone pay for a concert. We don't gotta go to gas and get to the beach.
Do you know if people are able to experience different things, that they might be able to see that way out? Like, if you show Like not every. Of course, this isn't gonna be everybody. If you show everybody the quote unquote light at the end of the tunnel, or there's more than this, everybody's not gonna be like, oh God, my mind's blown. I'm gonna go do it. Some people are just gonna go back to what they know because it's easier. It's easy to just stick and do what you know. You stick to see what your friend. It's easy. It's the easiest thing. But some people might be like, oh damn, so I can like try to go get this scholarship at like this school and go out here and do this. I don't got to stay in, like you said, I don't got to stay in Fifth Ward for the rest of my life. I can go to whatever.
And I say
I go to Sam Houston. I can go to SFA. Like I can go to these other places and experience things. People don't get that opportunity.
Yeah, man. And you just going back until you said, then you stuck in this society, you stuck in this reality basically. And then the only real shit that you see is the quick money. Like that's what the niggas that you know that get talked about on the streets. Cause like it's like we got daily news, you got local news, world news, and then there's street news in the hood where niggas like you seen a nigga get that car? Or you heard about them niggas fighting?
You see what's name holding 10,000 here on Instagram?
Yeah, like street got a whole nother type of gossip that's going on. Yeah. So to make it to a certain street level, that kind of be the niggas' aspirations. And honestly, a lot of niggas say, bro, like, think about that one nigga we worked at Team Alloys with, and the custodian that had that lifestyle. He went to jail, but before that he had a bunch of cars. He had a bunch of money.
I forgot his name.
And it's like a lot of niggas like him. It's like the fact that they did it once is good enough because
I live that lifestyle.
Yeah, like because it's like you know in that reality you're not gonna do that shit forever. So you gonna go out and be like, yeah, it's just like with niggas in football.
I'm gonna get that life to live. If I know my whole life can't be this, I'm gonna be able to at least live it for this.
And always live in that moment in that sense, even though you in some other type.
It's kind of like Myron. Like Myron was like, from what he tell me, doing his thing.
Yeah.
And then he was locked up for 18, however long. Now he's just like,
I did it. I'm
jail,
cool.
So like I'm gonna just live. I'm content with my life. Like,
but yeah, he was like, I touched that shit, and
yeah,
man, it's
like the chase because everybody likes fast money, whether it's stripper money now, it's only fans money. Like fast money is, of course, everybody wants fast money. Everyone wants to fucking win the lottery. Like that's more sexy because like I don't gotta work. I can just like do whatever. I can scam some people. I can do credit cards. I can do whatever.
Even when working, like a lot of the times, our parents had jobs consistently, and we still was in the hood because of redlining. So it's like, well, my mom worked, my granny worked, but for some reason we still was in the hood surrounded by this shit. Like my granny had a post office job, my mom had a post office job, but redlining, a lot of other shit. It's like, man, they don't make it easy for you to just get out that shit. Yeah. So even then, so as a kid, I'm growing up, I'm like, well, my mom worked all her life, and that's still not the life I want. She stressed every day. She still lived check to check, and she worked every day. She's a hardworking woman. Like, we be having that, and we like, I don't want to do it that way either. So it's like, I just want the fast money. Like, it's a paradox we all kind of go through. Because I ain't seen my mama slave and go to work, complain, and talk about how they treated her like shit. I'm like, I don't want to go through that my whole life. And that play on the hood person mind, too. And then as we think about that play on any man mind of not wanting to work for somebody else, but like I said, we don't have enough outlets or ways to go get it in a sense at first. Like, of course, once you cultivate yourself, you can find those outlets, but yeah, we don't think that deep, man, because like I said, our mind stay broke. And it ain't, I think if our parents was living in the suburbs and they had a good, decent life, I think a lot of niggas would be like, yeah, that's cool. I ain't even tripping.
Because then there's that other flip of it. The kids in the suburbs that want to like.
Well, that's because of exploitation, though.
I think that's what that is. I was talking to Taylor about it one time. We was talking about what we was talking about, though. I was like, I wonder if that's people do that because they're suburban and, like I said, they feel like a lot of people in the black community feel like you're stamped when you're like street. So they're like, I need to go be street.
You're not deemed qualifiable to the average black woman because you're not a hood nigga.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Because what makes a real black man these days is a real nigga or a hood nigga. Because if not, you soft.
Yeah. If you're not a hood nigga, you soft.
Because women want fast money because they hungry they goddamn self. So that's a whole nother plight that they got to deal with. But they of course it's exploitative and they push that shit too. But we buy into it and we think that's what real is. We think to be a black man you have to go to jail. To be a black man, shit. Sometimes they even think you have to kill people or be in a gang
one time
or
we
whatever.
did a podcast where it was like, what is black culture? Like, what is it? And we was like, because stripped away when you got to take away from slavery, like with African
Yeah.
culture, whatever. And it seems like
Even
hip hop is the only, when people think of culture, they really only navigate towards whatever's going on in hip hop. Like, oh, this is the culture. This is the culture right here. It's not like a
if I could,
like when you think of in comparison to when you think of like Chinese culture and Japanese culture, it's not necessarily their music that they or their pop culture isn't necessarily their culture. For black people, it's kind of like their pop culture is the culture.
you want to hear something funny? It goes to what you're saying. The only thing that black people even semi-control is hip hop, and it goes to what you're saying. Like, so yeah, I can see how that's the main thing. But then when it kind of took me out of that point as well. It's like, nigga, when you think about all the industries and all the different things, the only thing that black people really have a pulse on is that. Like, so you talk about culture, that's the only thing we really do have. Because that's the only thing we can really influence like that in a sense. But even then, that'd be dictated by industry, numbers, and a lot of other shit.
Who they want to push, who they want to put money behind.
And that's the only thing we got. We don't got no.
It's like that's your culture, but you don't even control that culture.
Yeah,
Mexicans, like it's not like a. It feels like black culture is a commodity. Mexican culture, of course, you could like do like you could do it could be a commodity like you could sell shit, but
it's actually a productive culture. It doesn't
feel like a commodity.
The everyday
Asian culture don't feel like a commodity.
The everyday Mexican can live by the Mexican culture and thrive. It's community.
Family, faith, like whatever
but our culture is divisive. Well, as far as being hip hop, it's flashy and things like. And nowadays, the original root of hip hop used to be learning, cultivating, growing. Same with gangs.
Yeah.
But over time, shit get exploited.
Yeah.
From for survival reasons usually, and and money, other outside greed. People influences. So yeah, man, I can see how. Yeah, it's way different for us and our culture.
I just feel like at this point, it's just hard to like. You can't like. It's kind of like with Thanos. It's kind of like
we gotta just snap these.
Like you gotta snap. Like it's like if you just snap.
I said that to myself.
And you just erase, and you have to build up because it's hard to implement. This isn't saying that every black family doesn't have a set of ground.
Yeah.
But like when you just look at the broad spectrum, okay, hey, what's black culture?
Yeah.
If you ask anybody, what are they gonna tell you? They're gonna say hip hop. They're gonna say like that's black culture. Mm-hmm. When you ask like Mexican people, what's Mexican culture? Oh,
camaraderie, partying, family.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Asian culture, what's that? Oh, we know this.
Education,
information.
Family.
But like I said, legacy. Of course, I'm painting like a broad brush. Like I said, it's not because everybody be like, that's not everybody. I know it's not every black family. I'm not like an idiot. I don't think everybody goes by the way of hip hop culture if you're black. But I'm just it's slowly trending mainstream.
It's trending that way because we don't have any people that's guiding our industry even with that culture anymore. Because guess who's getting put at the front? Meg, Suki, Cardi. Then on this side, I mean, you got Drakes and shit like that, but they getting pushed out. Niggas don't. The industry don't give a fuck about them niggas.
Young boy, the babies, like.
So as the industry keep being the narrative and it keeps getting easier to become a rapper and microwave rapper, man, shit, the kids gonna keep getting swallowed up by that because that's what they're guided by, information that's on TV and on the, YouTube and shit like that on the phone.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like because when you think of culture as well as another,
because we get less and less control of that.
When I think of, because I'm just keep thinking like, okay, like can we? Like if somebody could probably answer me like what black culture, like they can give me I'm sure somebody can concoct a good answer for me. When you just think about it, when you think of black culture, you like, okay, this great black movie is a part of the culture. It's always like an entertainment thing. When I think of Asian culture, I don't even think of obviously. Oh, because you're not in it, I get okay. I'm not in it, but I don't think of they put a movie or they don't put a artist or music or you know what I'm saying. Yeah. It's more. I guess it's just more like family oriented type shit.
Yeah, I guess.
Like I said, of course, it's not everybody.
Though. Asian has power. They have many different sectors in this world. Like they have control. They have many different industries and outlets that they can use to influence their power. If Asians want to fuck up this world and just cut off, they have power. Black people don't have that power like that. Yeah. Everything we do gets censored. And like I said, even with hip hop, we don't control that shit no more. Let's be honest. And the reason why the masses accept anything. No matter what Cardi or no matter whatever Sukihana say, as long as it's trending, long as it's trending, bro, they gonna go with anything, and that shit whack. But I joked about saying the same shit like you said. Let's just kill every fucking body, or let's just kill half the fucking society. But the better solution is we have to keep building ourselves up and becoming those leaders that I say we don't have, because at the end of the day, if we can keep building ourselves up, it's gonna be. I see as many people like us. Like I said, it's not in the mainstream talking about us, but our era, our little group, not too young, not too old. We have to be that. We can't keep following either way because both we can see how they got flaws and being misguided. For some reason, I guess we were here before technology, and then we got to experience life before technology, and then we got technology. So we got the mix of both worlds. But these new dudes and new kids, all this got to that's all they've been raised in. And then older people, they don't really know how this shit work. So when we tell them how things are going, they're like, oh, that's conspiracy, that's some bullshit. Like, nah, internet actually can find some shit. So I think for some reason we got that middle ground fucking area where we can figure some shit out.
Because people think like people our age, like we grew up on telephones. Like, bro, when I was in middle school, elementary, like I was outside every day, all day. The lights, street light, go home.
Yeah.
If I drive to neighborhoods now, like during like okay, school's out,
young kids, but
nobody's outside.
They gonna be less than 5. If they're not less than 5, you're not really getting no kids outside.
They're not outside at all.
Yeah. I do see Hispanics out though.
We used to be riding bikes, like a pack of us, you just don't see that no more.
Yeah.
And it's just it's the game revolution. The
people make fun
revolution.
of People make fun of T.I. because he's trying to make Atlanta one Wakanda. But I want to have an affluent. I want to build my own affluent community.
I think with T.I., he just seems like I don't know. Every time he talks, it's kind of like with his messaging. Like this, I don't have a problem with his messaging. Right when he said that thing, that everybody got mad at him about King Von. Like,
what did he say? I didn't hear it.
He's just like essentially to summarize, like, hey, stop coming to Atlanta and fighting and killing each other.
Go somewhere else.
Do this shit in y'all cities.
I agree.
The premise isn't like wrong. I'm not mad at the premise. I just don't like. And of course, he could be talking about any situation.
I hate niggas, bro.
Tricky that he said it at the same time.
He said something feasible. He created a law like, bro, stop bringing heat to Atlanta. Atlanta's growing. We cultivating. We have a culture that like literally when niggas talk about Atlanta, talk about how everybody's coming together, everybody work together. Yeah, keep that divisive shit out of here. Yeah. How did niggas take that negatively?
I think they only took it negatively because they thought it was like a diss to King Von.
Oh,
that's how they looked at it.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's the principle behind what he said, not the individual person.
I was like, I don't think he's wrong for what he's saying. It's no different than when I hear
get out y'all feelings and listen to the principle.
Like I get how it could be divisive for Trump to say when he says illegals are coming over here and they're rapists and killers. That's divisive because he's kind of painting the narrative that most people are. But anybody could agree that if anybody comes here from another country that's not here and they do these things, you wouldn't want them here either.
Yeah, but
realistically,
the numbers that don't really say that they're doing,
it doesn't coincide.
They're doing a lot more building than destroying.
Yeah.
So let's be real. So yeah.
And it's like, even with that, maybe he wasn't talking about. Maybe I just don't like the if you're talking about certain situations, it's like I'm talking about. I mean, before she got killed, but I'm not gonna act like I wasn't. It's like it's so a coincidence. It's like Donald Trump loses presidency, and I'm like, oh, these fucking whack ass presidents only do one term, and I get attacked. Like, you talking about Trump? Well, I'm not talking about Trump. I'm just talking about the general. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know. Come on.
Yeah, and
it's like all the older rappers did. Even like Freddie Gibbs did. He said, "Man, if y'all niggas on Crime Stoppers, y'all niggas snitches." And in that moment, everybody was talking about Gunna being on Crime Stoppers. I'm not talking about Gunna. I'm just talking about just like, come on, y'all niggas throw rocks and hide your hand when y'all get called out.
Yeah.
But the premise of what T.I. say is not bad. If I had an area where I'm trying to build it up and y'all motherfuckers come here and killing people, I would say the same thing. Stop coming here and killing yourselves and killing people. Yeah. We don't want that here.
Love yourselves. But like I said, going back to what T.I. was trying to say and what he's been trying to say, we have to build up our own selves. I know Tulsa got destroyed, but that can't discourage us from doing it again and even bigger and having multiple Tulsa. So if you attack Tulsa, we can come back and support it and build it up just as fast or even help protect it. And I think if we can build ourselves up and then find people, because you see little tweets and shit like this black group just bought 50 acres. Yeah. If that black group built themselves up, then we get our shit together, we build ourselves up, and we're not gonna be the only ones doing that. Obviously, if we thinking like this, other people are too. It's just not in the mainstream, so it gets other black people. Nah, it's a lot. I keep my eyes open. There's a lot of black people being quiet. There's a lot of niggas coming up right now. There's a lot of niggas coming up. But mainstream, they're just showing destruction. Yeah. But I'm looking on these tweets. I'm like, oh, you fucking with stocks? I would have never thought that. You mighty quiet about that shit. A lot of people, my barber, it's a lot of niggas I mentioned it.
That's why when I was saying I don't want to paint a broad brush. everybody.
We're not monolithic by any means.
They're just attached to hip hop culture. I'm talking about like on a mainstream level, what it looks like.
The masses of black people, but the people I see it. The amount of numbers that I'm seeing from here and here and here and here, that's enough to change it. Because if we all get popping and how we keep thinking, oh yeah, we're gonna influence shit. We're gonna influence shit because we're not gonna be trying to shine and shit. Because we did it the right way. We know we value money. We value ourselves. We understand society. It's gonna come. We're gonna come a lot different. Like I said, we got a different lens on how we view this world. We got tech and back in the day. So yeah, I think, bro, we build ourselves up and have a bunch of different communities of success. That's how we can start raising the masses, because now we can pull certain people out of Chicago. This group can pull certain people out of Chicago, and now we bringing up more little kids, and now they can go back and help, and not only that, we can come up with our own. How we already got our shit going. We got our own outlets and voices, like just how that's how kind of deadly YouTube and shit is. We get our own outlets to talk, and not only we gonna have our outlets, we gonna have money to back it.
Yeah, just because you brought up Chicago, I was thinking like.
Niggas like gonna follow easy.
Even indoctrinating like kids in Chicago. I seen a video. There's something about that Tuka shit, and they was like had a 2-year-old like a fake gun. And was like, yeah, say fuck Tuka.
With young Kevon.
You shoot him in the head. Fuck Tuka. It's like y'all like don't like
it's
indoctrinate the kid. If you got the beef, that's cool.
It's
like,
racism all over again.
Do a different type of like way. And I even was watching King Von's his last interview he did. It was with $1 Million Worth of Game, which I give the kid. What's his name? And King Von always got this line. He would say, I'm from 64, we 64, 65th. We not from 63rd. When you think about it like that, like, bro, that's, y'all literally like killing and beefing with people that live. I could walk 2 minutes and y'all, we're at war. That's like me being at war with these people right here.
Section in Compton,
like,
basically.
Right across the street.
Yeah. It's one block that separates like everything.
Compton I don't know exactly, but you live in Rosecrans and then like these people live on this next street.
Don't be on that border street, nigga. You gonna get
it's got. Like, you safe right here. I guess it's like Friday. Like I don't know if it was Friday, but like they drove around the corner and it was heat. But when they go back, they little area. It's like San Andreas.
Yeah.
You go to Grove Street, you drive just a little bit out of Grove Street, and you're right there with the ballers.
It only take about 10 seconds to get home.
10 seconds to be in the wrong area, which is so stupid. It's just like I guess it's always hard to say it's stupid because we obviously understand how people get in those situations.
It's crazy,
but it just feels like
it's insanity. It's insanity.
I feel like in the world today, with so much information with the like,
it's even crazier.
It's like you could. Like,
it's even more crazier like, when you say that.
It's different when back then when there's no TV, you don't know. It's like you just hear and this is this, but. They got phones.
Niggas in Compton ain't have like technology like that. Like, so now y'all doing it in the era of YouTube, in the era of niggas where it's easy to get money. It's kind of weird out here. It's insanity. I
forgot who I was watching. Some like Money Guy. He was a black dude. He was like, I feel like the internet really. I don't want to say he's like. I don't want to say it leveled the playing field, but it kind of made it to where like anybody could just do. This is there. It's like in your hand. It's like here. The information is there. Like people used to want to get books. They had to go track down the library and look at this. But you could literally go on your phone right now and just say, "I want to listen to." What's that famous book? How to Deal with People. Yeah. Whatever the fuck this shit called. This is there. You can find free PDFs. You can get it on Audible.
Once again, who has time for that?
Yeah.
I got time to do it, but them niggas. They mind is stressed the fuck. That nigga died. Like them niggas are traumatized. Like they don't even think about living life. You think about the next bag, protecting yourself, and always having your back looking. You always looking out for your. You always watching your back.
I'd be frustrated only because like I don't have the means to like even put any because nobody's gonna fucking listen to me. I'm on the street. Like street niggas not gonna listen to me. He's like nigga, you don't know because you're not from here. Even though I would like to like facilitate like be able to have. What's it called? Of course, money and influence to like to be able to, fucking help people get out of these situations. But I don't know where the fuck I was going with that.
People don't listen to niggas without money. That's why I told Carrie, I got everything but money. If I had money, everybody be coming to me to listen to me. I'm like, oh, he got the shit that everybody want.
Yeah,
I got wisdom, I got knowledge, I got looks, all that shit.
He must know what he talking about.
Nigga get money? They really know what he talking about. Like niggas will listen to me. Women will listen to me because I'm cool, cute, whatever. Niggas will listen to me because I resonate with them for the most part, whatever, play football, little shit. If I got money, everybody listening. Everybody listening. Broke niggas, rich niggas, everybody listening. It's like you got
success. Bad. But I guess even though, too, because some successful people go back to the hood and try to talk to people, and they don't even...
Well, you gotta think.
That's also because
That
they
go
don't
one
think
ear
that
out
you can be like, okay, nigga, you did that. I mean, I can do that.
Yeah, because it's one ear out the other, and they're not wrong. Like it's gonna take a lot to get where I was, and a lot of people like I can't go through that because I know I got niggas on my head right now, so I get it. So that's why like even with having money, it's not necessarily possible. We gotta literally have places for like refuge. Like you niggas are refugees. Y'all need places of y'all need somewhere y'all can like house or some shit, and we can take care of y'all and really watch y'all. And not like I ain't trying to take in 100 of you niggas because y'all gonna start this shit all over. 10 at a time, maybe.
It's kind of like I mean, that's real. It's like you've been in such a traumatic situation. If I could, like, I guarantee you, and I don't want to say like, and I'm not saying send them to a white neighborhood, just send them to like a area where people are kind of like just living life, education, whatever. If you take 10 of them and move them somewhere, and like I said, this isn't just it's anybody. Trailer park motherfuckers, anybody. Because I know people like just stick on race.
Yeah.
Anybody who's in a down bad situation,
that's stuck in that situation,
be in a better situation. Some people are just. It's really hard to have this conversation because everybody's different.
It goes to it is.
Everybody's different.
What it is it takes a little bit for every. Once you get a taste of it, it goes into a few things. The Walking Dead, they had a little horde, and they used to wear the mask and walk around with the zombies. A few of them got into the actual place and got captured, and they got to see, like, damn, y'all niggas actually living like a regular people. Y'all ain't just walking around with the zombies and shit. It's like, nigga, do I really just want to go back outside? So it's like, and then, what was another scenario I had with that shit? Fuck.
Some people be like, fuck it, I'm going to go back outside.
Yeah, just the taste for it. Like, a lot of people, like, if you put them around there long enough, they're going to acquire a taste for it because it's like, bro, even when you back in poverty, like, it's more to this. There's more to this. And a lot of niggas don't know it's more to that. And you can't just do it. Sometimes some people, all it takes is one time to be around some shit. Like just for instance, we go out to eat with Bill, rich nigga, for one time, and we're like, damn, I want to do this every day.
I didn't know people do shit like
Sometimes it may take a few months for a nigga to be like, you know what, I could get this for myself. I can see, but even then, I think just getting a vision of that shit.
It's like I have a perfect scenario, but I don't want to like name drop people and like, you know what I'm saying? Like something we know, like. When they was around,
I got you.
They
I
was
know
like
what
different. It was like more happy go lucky. But when they got around their people, then they like reverted back. Even though it's like they like dipped their toes. Like you can like you ain't gotta be gangsta all the time, bro.
I guarantee you, the biggest thing about that is the lack of resources. If he actually had the resources to be comfortable to be like, I don't gotta go back to that. I can take care of my family, my sister, because it wasn't like. He basically wasn't just working for himself.
Yeah.
He had, I think, a kid and then his sister. It wasn't much food in the house, so he was working for other people too. So it's like, he got a taste of life with Bill.
Yeah, because then when you go back home, you still got your. Yeah,
you can easily forget about that shit.
That's why it's so tricky. Because even if you pull people to this area, people still got their own
sometimes
shit
you can get even more resentment. You get more resentment, like, why I don't have that,
like,
and I want it.
Why y'all got it so fucking easy?
Yeah,
like, y'all could just do whatever, but I gotta do.
Yeah,
it's like that's why I say I don't think it's like something that could ever be just like.
I think that's a big thing though.
Fixed.
I think it's a big thing though. If you can, it's more of the mentality too. If you can show them that and the mentality of peace, and like I say, because a lot of times they're refugees and they gotta go back to the exact same spot. So if we could actually give these people he used to stay over there, but if he could have stayed permanently till graduation, but then he still. I
don't want to make him seem like he's like. Let's say it was on some like adoption shit. Like, how do you think like the life would be completely different?
He still got a family that he cared about.
No, I'm saying no family.
Oh yeah, he different.
Bringing you from that.
Yeah, no, he different.
This ain't like he
different. He different.
Yeah,
he different, bro. I know it, bro. It's a lot of hood niggas that smile and laugh when they get a chance to, but it's a lot of times it's too much. They went on their mind.
It's like it's a defense. They gotta. It's like survive. It's like you said. It's trauma because like. If you, I don't know that life. I didn't.
You don't even trust
I didn't grow up with my friends like being killed at. Like think about we talk about Tuka. Like, my friends being killed at 15, 14. I got to worry about. Oh shit, I'm a 7 Chicago. Oh, I'm a BD, and I know Gigi don't fuck with me. They just killed Tuka. And I know our guys just talking about going to get one of their people. So when our guys get their people, now they know I'm a part of it. I'm one of the 15, 16-year-olds. Now I got to be on alert. It's like you go to violence because you have to be. I feel like in those situations, it's kind of like they say the jungle. You got to be overly violent so you don't get violated. That's when you get people that just you think, oh, he's just a murderer. No, he's scared.
Yeah, but Even when you become that king of the jungle, that's when you got to distance yourself and put people else in charge. Snowfall showed it beautifully. Franklin don't talk to the foot soldiers. He rarely talk to the foot soldiers. He talks to his people, and they talk to the foot soldiers. He don't really deal with day-to-day shit like that, because he was like, the more we can distance ourselves from the day-to-day making money, and then we can start selling to the niggas that, what do you call them, buying mass. Like, I don't want to keep selling gram for gram because that's easy to get caught up. But then we can start doing bigger distributions. We can get them niggas, and now that take a little more heat off of us because we dealing with richer level niggas.
I mean, it's we turned to a corporation.
Yeah,
like the CEO of McDonald's don't talk to niggas that work at McDonald's.
Exactly.
Like he don't talk to them.
Exactly.
Like I might stop. Actually, I'm lying. He probably never stops by because they have franchisee owners that worry about that.
Exactly.
You worry about that, and I'm up here doing what I gotta do.
Exactly.
Whenever some shit go wrong at this McDonald's, they don't just directly tie it back to me. Like, of course, they can say CEO of McDonald's is a piece of shit.
Let's just say
it's
this:
rare.
Jay Prince wasn't filming riding by NBA YoungBoy house. It wasn't him in the car driving around filming that nigga shit. He got somebody to do that for him.
I don't know.
Allegedly.
I don't know.
Allegedly.
I don't know nothing about that. I don't know who was doing what.
It's the principle. What I'm saying. You're not gonna see Jay Prince harassing somebody personally. Yeah. Like when the mob used to go to restaurant, it wasn't the actual mob boss going to do it. Well, he maybe did it at first, but once he got his shit together, he made other niggas go do it. Hey man, go pick up that money for me. I don't feel like going to see these people. I don't want to deal with that shit. I don't want to hear that bullshit excuses. I don't want to feel bad for them.
It's regular business trajectory in business hierarchy. Mm-hmm. Pablo Escobar isn't talking to the motherfuckers that's selling dope in America. He's not talking to the airplane driver. He's talking to his Sicario people, and they're going to handle whatever he needs to.
And that's the best way to distance yourself, even from like, nigga, the more times you touch shit, like you want to get other people to hand off shit, make these transactions, and
keep your hands clean. Essentially, like
you could be connected to the nigga.
Yeah,
but I ain't do it.
I ain't do that.
you can't say I did it.
You try to tap my phone and say I told somebody. I ain't tell nobody nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, it's what them niggas have to learn. They go back to when I talk about Kevin Gates when Nipsey had this when Nipsey passed. Like, bro, you need security, bro. I know you be feeling like you don't need nobody and shit like that. Bro, these niggas.
He just be in the hood like, fuck it. Like, I'm here.
And I get it. I get it to a certain thing because when you know how to move in the hood, like, basically he not a violating ass nigga. So when he go to these places all loving and shit. And that's how it really is.
I feel like a lot of people, if you come with like respect, they'll. But it don't.
But like I said,
he has a code. It only takes that one motherfucker
that don't move with the code.
Who's like, I don't fuck with this guy.
Yeah.
Like, you might be talking to everybody in the hood. Oh yeah.
Because a lot of times it's not even that you crazy, but this person has to come up with a scenario and narrative in their head to go come at you. So like, oh, this nigga got some shit that I don't got.
They just jealous.
This nigga keeping me from being up.
Nigga, like I be in the hood every day. I don't get love like this in the hood. Why he getting somebody? He even from here.
Yeah, yo, bitch, looking at the nigga.
Like fuck him.
I had that shit. You know, you be watching TV and shit. You know, girls just get googly eyes. Like, nigga, what you so giddy about? You're so giddy about
like a celebrity nigga?
Yeah, a celebrity nigga. But you know it's other niggas that ain't, you know. Not obviously not realistically, but you know it's like, okay, I see your type. I see your type. Yeah. I remember when K-Ray said the Migos was cute. I'm like, I got every nigga to worry about.
Everybody look like these niggas.
Every nigga look like them niggas. She owned it. Oh. That's fucking hilarious. She coming laughing. That's fucking hilarious. That's fucking.
You know exactly what moment you talking about. Like,
yeah, like yeah, bro. Nigga be like, yeah. So it's easy to get salty over a nigga. You in the hood and your girl be chilling. She think she loyal because
she
a
little too comfortable with this nigga.
Yeah, she just get happy around. She
know every took 3 pictures.
She know every part in the hood he went to and where he going. Yeah, he supposed to be going here next. Like, bitch, you ain't never that energetic about me.
Man, we going out to the club. Kevin Gates gonna be like, what the fuck they gotta do with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You putting on extra makeup and shit. Niggas get salty. Niggas start coming with that narrative like, yeah, this nigga trying to take my bitch. He got my shit.
I just think, all in all, just like to wrap up the whole king, it's just so layered that there's really no exact solution that is just like, people like, how do we stop this? Every time it happens, how do we stop this? I just don't think there's no real way to
spiritually, there'll always be a space for this shit. Like, bro, it's so much space. Space is infinite. So at the end of the day, it's gonna always be space for poverty, space for war, space for racism, space for the divisive shit. At the end of the day, we like, you know how Harry Potter can go into the little portal and make their own world. Wakanda, they go into their own. We gotta do that for ourselves because only way you can even get close to changing the world is by just cultivating and changing yourself. And we can't focus on that shit at this point because it's like at this point in our lives, we can't do shit. So all I can do is keep going, focusing on myself, and maybe one day we come up with a solution. Because
and I think it's also I feel like it's like kind of like a balance. There's always gonna be the dudes in the hood that go to the hood. There's always gonna be dudes in the hood that go to college and they go to niggas. I don't know what the statistics are. I don't know if it's more that go this way and less that go this way. But I feel like there's always that. Because there's always street rappers that are street rappers, but they like Jeezy was a street guy, but now he's like doing podcasts with Tony Robbins. It's like some people make it out. You know, everybody does it.
But to me, like just going back to the poverty gonna always exist. Even if you're in the 1%, you are in poverty to a nigga that got billions of dollars. Even though you're in the 1%, you at the lowest level of the 1%. So even for us, somebody that's homeless still a little better than a nigga that's in Nigeria.
Yeah, sir.
Because you get money every day. You can get food given to you at banks. And then you got little banks you can go sleep at night from time to time. You can buy tents and shit. Niggas in Nigeria don't know what a tent is.
They're sleeping on clay and all kinds of shit.
Niggas don't know what streets and running water look like. So it's going to always be a level of poverty because there's always going to be some niggas that's making this bread and there's going to be some niggas that's not putting the same effort. And
I wonder,
it just is what it is. Whether it's fair or not.
Does poverty really breed violence? Like I want to know.
Oh, that's a great question.
I want to know because that's always people's excuse. Like, oh, they do it because they're in poverty. But like, I just want to see like people in India who are in poverty. Is there a mass like violence there?
It's the more when people are stacked up on top of each other. I feel like because I've seen examples of people living in poverty and don't even know they're in poverty. They play every day. They have fun every day. They have sustainable food and water. And then you go if you look at like Gordon Ramsay and shit, they cook every day. They got a nice little shed. They don't know what AC is, so I mean,
Gordon Ramsay.
Oh yeah, because he go out
millionaire chef.
Yeah, but he go out to these random ass places, bro, where he want to find all the different food. So he gonna go to places that ain't got no restaurant. They cooking out of a motherfucking tin thing, and he'll eat it and he was like, man, I ain't never tasted nothing like this. It's like, bro, they've been cooking. These be little places tucked off in the forest and shit. Like, bro, people be doing for themselves with no worry of what the fuck else going on in the world. No reason to fight and shit. Because at the end of the day, we got a few cows. We know how to grow some crops and shit. We made a sustainable life. It ain't hard to make a sustainable life outside of this society. Like, let's think about it. All you need is shelter and food and water and family. That's really basic happiness. But this society put a lot more shit on you, more weight on you, where you can have those things and still be depressed and shit.
You need new new shoes, you need a new house, you need a new this.
Even then, like, it's just, yeah. So even if you did have
like people talk a lot of shit about the motherfuckers in Middle America. I was talking to Carla. I was like, do you think if one day we just got a good amount of money, like, cause we were just driving to San Antonio, and I was like, you know, when you drive and you see all this land, you see all this. I wonder if we would ever just, if you had money, just like how it would feel just to like not build a nice house out here, have all this land, just live here.
Yeah.
So like just disconnected from everything.
Yeah.
And just you're that person who lives in that middle point between Houston and Dallas that people just drive by every day. You're not next to any cities. You're not worrying about, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. I think I want to do that. That's what I'm going to end up doing. But I'm going to do it with people. I'm going to find people, like-minded people. Because, I think Houston used to be a small city. New York was a small city. It was a select few people was like, here is the spot. And we're gonna raise this spot up. And at the end of the day, we can find some shit next to some water, build ourselves up. We can create our own little town. And that's what happened in Tulsa. Like, and slowly but surely. And that's my goal from now on. Like, I'm going to cultivate myself and find like-minded people, and we're going to start building on some land, plotting on that. And it's like, we don't all have to do the same shit, but we all have our reasons. And that's even better, because you can't just attack us and be like, you can cut this off. Nah, this nigga make money way doing some other shit. This nigga making money doing this shit. So it's like, you're going to have to cut off a lot of shit to get to us. And then the more people that we can bring in that starting business and have a certain level of savings, because we ain't just accepting anybody, especially in the first few years, like a building. I ain't trying to accept shit. Like how Wakanda was. They wasn't letting no niggas in like that, bro. And that's how I want to be. I want to be next to some water. It may even not be in America, on some tropical shit.
I seen the conservative nigga. He was talking about, but you liberals love Black Panther. That's like Wakanda has the strictest immigration policy. They let nobody. That motherfucker, y'all trying to talk about us just trying to build a wall or two, but y'all love Wakanda. They let nobody in that motherfucker.
That's fucking hilarious.
It's like, I think people. That's how people are selective with their shit. Whenever it comes to their shit, but when it just comes to like a mass thing, people are like, "Oh,
that's what happened.
I'm for the people." Like
we so lost in this society.
You're for the people till it directly affects you.
We so lost in this society in recent history. It wasn't that long ago where people were forming for themselves and building for themselves. It was a mass exodus from the country to the cities. And that was during the industrial period. That's only been 80 to 100 years.
Well, I don't think it was a mass exodus from there to there.
Bro.
I think it was just that there got built here. Because I remember Najee told me he used to live in Fall Creek when it was just one neighborhood. Like, I feel like, because there still was like country, but they just built in the country. Like, how I look at those places that are like from here to San Antonio, those just land places, eventually they're going to build those into things if they get the rights to the land. Because you see it all the time, like neighborhoods that used to look or be like, oh, this person has a lot of land here. They buy it and they just build subdivisions. Like, I don't know if it was necessarily like people left like
that's
the middle point from San Antonio to Houston, and then everybody moved to Houston. I think it was Houston was once, because you got to think, I mean, everything obviously back in the day was some form
of a mix of propaganda, the Dust Bowl, and a few other things. I was trying to think of the history behind that. Like, it wasn't just the government and all the money going to the industry. Like, farming hit a few different things, but it's like now that America kind of regrowing and we got certain technologies, bro, we can get back into the farming and cultivating America, the inner things and not just the big cities. Because even if it do get like that, the cities are controlling that, not the individual people. People did that on their own, but they were kind of forced through nature and then through industry moving. It's like, well, if you really want to make some money, come to the cities. And the city's there because it's closer to the ports. That's how you can transport shit. Yeah. So it's like, but now you don't got to be that stacked up to make money. Like, over time, you can start making money and becoming self-efficient again. And I think that's when we'll start respreading. Because only reason we feel like it's too many people in this world is because we so stacked up on top of each other. Bro, it would not ever be traffic if everybody was spread out appropriately. Because there's so much space. Like, it's so much space. But yet we all in these cities literally building skyscrapers on top of each other to be more efficient. Like, that shit's stupid. Like, at some point I got why we did it because, like I said, nature, economics, the depression. I get it. Like, it was a lot of different things going on in that time. You could say that shit was manipulated too as far as the depression. But yeah, I could see it. But now as time has went on, it's the same thing I say with voting and black people and segregation. As time has gone on, let's start making changes and moving differently. Let's not keep trying to move the same way. Like, obviously cities are not the worst thing ever, but we see how the flaws of them. And if we keep just building cities up, at some point, bro, we're going to be fucked.
I think everybody who has
the pollution rate, because pollution's so bad because it's so stacked up. Yeah. It's just little stuff like that.
I think everybody who makes money in the society, who like makes good money, when they get older and they retire, like, it's something about like I was saying, like, we and Carlos talking, I wonder if we ever got we have money where we just want to move like out to this part and just be like secluded. Because if you watch some shows that are like Moving Alaska, like, these are people who like, oh, I was a this for 30 years and now we just want to
be away from society.
We don't even want to be. They go get them a nice $600,000 cabin in Alaska and they like live their life.
This shit out. We don't naturally hate each other. You know how everybody, like, it's a constant moniker of like, I hate people. You only hate people because you see them too much, and we literally stacked up on each other.
And you hear them too much.
That's it. Besides that, like, I think people are cool people.
I think if everybody had to like delete social media,
that'd be a big thing.
If everybody had to delete social media and just speak to people that they see daily, there'd be less like, I feel like less divisiveness because when you're on social media, you just talk. I can talk to motherfuckers who live in New York, Kansas, Alabama, Colorado.
That's what everybody want to be anyway. They want to be segregated. That's what council culture is. A form of wanting to be segregated. It's just who the most powerful person, like, or group at the time. But ultimately, everybody just want to be in their own little space. Don't attack my space, I don't attack yours. That's what it look like, bro. So it ain't even crazy to think like that.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the Chicago thing, because I was thinking about it when I said, like, does poverty breed violence?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see a statistic on that, like, of the poorest places in the world, and there's like correlation to like violent crimes. I guess more like murders. Like,
the thing is,
does it correlate?
It is.
I guess it's more accessible in Chicago because they have guns here. Some places don't have guns.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the weird thing. Like, it's like you live in poverty, but you also somewhat this semi society or whatever. Like, so it's like
You're in poverty, but like
you still have access to destructive
in
things.
correlation
like,
to
what a nigga,
India, they can't just pull up. And
like, think about it. Even the niggas in Iraq, the niggas in Africa, they had to be supplied those guns to start the destruction.
Yeah.
Niggas in the hood, we had to be supplied those drugs and guns to, because we ain't have. We couldn't even buy guns. We ain't had that type of money. Yeah. Niggas didn't go to the beach.
And those, and like, I know people would be like, oh, because they bought them from, like, those guns that people be using. They're not. Those aren't. There's no way those are all just from like, oh yeah, I broke into this old nigga house and we stole it. All them guns ain't from breaking into suburban houses.
And then then, how did they get machine guns? How did they got like bro?
There's no way that you just broke into every suburban house. Y'all just found a fucking plethora of AKs. There's no way.
So yeah, when you look at certain places in Africa, they don't be killing each other. They just die from hunger. Yeah, like, that's the worst thing they got to deal with. They don't be killing each other. So like
they're
that.
Like kind of privileged. I won't say privileged, but like being poor in America.
The first shall be last.
Everything's relative.
The first shall be last.
If you look at yourself like, yes, in America I'm poor and I'm whatever, but if I'm looking at them niggas like they're poor and they're like there's no send 5 cents to Chicago videos, like for you know what I'm saying, or any poor area. Over there, you see them kids. They
like thinking about it. Think about the hypocrisy of this shit. I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, you good.
Niggas are in the game getting on YouTube posting shit on the internet. Right. Like niggas you have a luxury in front of you and you are not using it.
Nigga, just start a reaction channel.
You have a phone.
Just start a reaction channel. Nigga,
you have a phone. Like you go back to Google information. You have a phone, and instead of using it for positive things, you're using it for fucking
to go on live and point guns at
but
the
it's
camera.
Funny because we talk about poverty, but niggas don't even know what a phone is. We got tools that can literally create change instantly.
Like I said, everything's relative, obviously, but they don't even know what the internet is. They don't know they don't know what water. Like they don't know
Google is.
Like they got fucking like, bro. You can go in your house and just flick the faucet on. They out there fucking pumping that damn well, trying to get the water out the well.
Bro, a faucet is fucking magic to them.
Like you see in movies all the time, like a foreigner come that never experienced. They're like, but they get in the shower.
They cut it on a few times.
They get scared, like you know what I'm saying, like cave. Like no disrespect.
Yes, because it's a lack of understanding.
When they fucking find something they've never been.
Yeah, bro. It's
like
crazy.
if I ever sit on a bidet, I might be like, "What the fuck is that?" Like,
yeah,
I know what the fuck
because you're not used to. But somebody else gonna be like virgin, rookie.
They get we got a warm setting too. And then they get up, and I'm like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, man. So. Well, to answer your question, do poverty breed destruction? No, because destruction needs a certain level of resources. Because what do they say? With great power comes great responsibility. What power do we have besides hip hop? Like, so the power that we have to destroy is coming from somebody else, some sponsor. This shit is fucked. We cold with this shit. We not, bro. When I say when we get this money, bro, it ain't gonna be shit you can tell us, bro, because we seeing the traps now. And, bro, we gonna be some problems. We gonna be some problems.
And then I also think that, like, every time I watch them, like, documentaries, like World's Toughest Prisons, it's never like I don't know, it's never an American prison. It's always like niggas in Guatemala, but like, they do it different. Like their violence is different because they don't have. I mean, they have guns, obviously, but like they just they hacking. Like this is like I don't know. It's like a different level.
Yeah, you get shanked and shit. You get jumped and shit. Some ribs get broken. But yeah, they castrate niggas in Mexico.
Like they couldn't.
But it's different too. They got the resources. They be having little cities. Like if you watch the movie called Gringo, what's that dude name? That he was that white dude with the they call him an anti-Semite. He do the war movies and
Gibson?
Shit. Yeah, I think he played in Gringo. But yeah, they have a little city. Family can come in and out. You can easily get things in and out the hell. Yeah, it's a whole city.
They got that in American Service Prison. They be like just walking like
stores.
Around. They be like just.
So yeah, that's why they can do shit like that because they got more access to those things. But here, like, shit, if they literally gave them niggas plastic like toothbrushes that broke, if like the plastic spoons broke, like if you like y'all can make prison non-violent. I mean, niggas will still get beat up, but
it's just like, and I'm not trying to, because I'm not talking shit about people who are poor, but I'm just thinking like, because I'm thinking of when I was in Costa Rica, and I'm just thinking like, other people's poor versus
I love
our.
it.
I just look at
I
their
love it.
people's poor versus our poor, and not homeless. I'm not even talking about homeless poor. No, people who like when you watch King Von interview, King Von was saying that like we had everything we needed, we just didn't have more than we needed. You know what I'm saying? Like we always had food, we always had whatever. Like we was always good. We just didn't have more than we needed. And I think that comes too is like we think about it like that. We just have what we have to survive. Bills are paid, we got enough food. But for some reason in America, that's not looked at as enough.
Well,
that's looked at as
in the white community, that's great. But when you gotta go to school, when you gotta go around other people that don't have that shit together, you deal with those problems.
Yeah.
So and then people talk about you. It's a lot of games that go into it because even then you red line and then niggas get shot, niggas get killed, and it's like you still surrounded by the shit. So yeah, you might have food in your plate, the house over your head, but you're still in the hood, surrounded by all these other traps. So,
I'm just, it's always interesting.
I know what you're saying though. I get exactly what you're saying.
It's always interesting looking at poor.
I get
like,
exactly what you're saying.
Different levels of poor, like poor in America versus poor in Costa Rica.
Yeah,
it's like you look at the shit these people like living like they're living in like mud, like they're living in like, and they're like walking with no shoes. Like it's like,
and that's the thing.
Like it's like otherworldly
they don't be killing
type
each other and shit. Like they have their markets,
community. They have a community, even though they're all poor. Nobody feels threatened. Like it's not like a crab in a barrel thing. Like it's not like I feel like if I go rob this other poor family somehow, which is like if somebody's poor and you rob somebody that's poor, how is that going to make you rich? Like that doesn't even make sense. Like it doesn't even make sense. So like,
you know how many poor people you have to rob? All of them.
Everybody. But it's like I don't know. It's crazy.
And watching the food channels and shit, they always going to these places like Costa Rica or just random just little places. And these people live in shacks. The restaurant, the city restaurant being a shack, but literally the shack right here, the ocean right here. They got little makeshift boats that they keep together. They go out, they fish, they sell the shit to the restaurant. The restaurant got fresh food, and they living like it's the shit. Well, in our eyes, the shit cheap. Like a nigga get a 5-6 course meal. Nah, shit, nigga get a whole a meal for 15 people and only spend $15 because that's just how it is. But even then, you can go fish your goddamn self. Like that's just because everybody know how to do these little things. Because like, bro, you gonna learn how to fish. Like these, like that's they shit. Like I remember some shit with like this is off topic a little bit, but some people in some Native American tribe. They literally had salmon in the river, and that's how they live. They just fished off the salmon, but once the shit went dry and shit, they got hold. But like, bro, if you got a steady food resource, bro, you pretty much be good. And I be saying that shit. Them niggas don't be tripping on life. They be living good, bro. Big meals, fresh food.
Like I said, it's just like how America,
fresh fruit.
It's just how America's structured. It's just like not even just America. It's anywhere really that lives in like this certain society of like more and more and more. Like your value is attached to what you got. So even though you're poor, like King Von said, we was well off. Like we was good. We had always had meals. We had clothes. We had whatever. But I'm still like poor and I'm in the hood. Even though I got the things because I don't got. I can't get excess. I can't get excess.
Yeah.
I can get just enough. I can't go like if I can buy one. I can get like school start. I can get a pair of black forces and a pair of white ones, but I can't get a pair of white, pair of black. Plus these red and white ones I like, plus these blue. But that's like, yeah, you are poor. But it's like, but it's all the system. It's like, even with these benefits, like you can't get certain benefits if you're not like really poor. Like there's some benefits you can't get, like, oh, you gotta tell them I don't got a car, I don't have like they want you to be like, and you need those things. Like maybe people making shit. People making $25,000 a year. It's like, oh, you only have 2 people in your household? Oh no, you need to be making 19,000. Like, bro, 25,000 ain't shit.
Yeah.
For 2 people.
Yeah.
Especially when a lot of these poor people live, they live in the city, which the city is expensive to live near. So
another example of being in the trap.
Like, I don't know.
You naturally live in a city where shit more expensive. More expensive. And then the shit get inflated. Well, not the hood so much, but yeah, it get inflated. But even then, I just think about going back to the different spaces. Like racists, like even racists, bro, they'll be happy by themselves. Like that's what they always say. They just want to be by themselves. It's just funny with racists though. It's like, nigga, y'all brought us here and stay fucking with us. And then y'all be like, we just want our shit to be alone.
Because they didn't want
Really go do that then.
It's just because they didn't want people to get power and become assimilated in this shit. They just want everybody to be like always lower than them, not be able to have a voice within.
Oh, so they don't mind people being in that shit. They just want to be the dominant.
Yeah, you could be. They will like. I just want you to.
Long as you subservient.
I want you to sit there, and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, even if you're a black dude, long as you tap dancing to our shit, you cool.
It's kind of like let's say a parent and kids like if you sitting there with your wife going over bills and like how we gonna structure. Motherfuckers don't want their kids saying, "Oh, we should man shut the fuck up, fuck back." You just here. We just tolerate. I mean, kids, you're not just tolerating their kids being there, but you know what I'm fucking trying to say. Like you sit there, y'all shut the fuck up. Yeah. Don't try to have power. Don't try to change things. Don't try to have say so.
Segregation ain't bad, y'all. Segregation ain't bad.
Don't try to have say so. And for me, when you say segregation, I don't think it's like segregation by race. I always think it's like segregation by ideas.
Ideas in class, maybe.
It's like you could be around like white, Mexican, Latino,
ideas.
whatever. I said Latino and Mexican, well, the same thing. If y'all are like minded, then it's just a better way to live because you don't have to.
I'm not trying to cultivate with people like Stephen A. Smith or like boule niggas. Like I don't really want them. I know they cultivated and got their money together, but I don't really fuck with their principles and ideas.
I don't know the boule. I don't know what that
is. The black elitists of this country that don't really give a fuck about us either. But so you, Steve Harvey.
You know, I do.
It's a bunch of niggas.
How'd you feel about the Wayne and Trump shit?
Who? Lil Wayne
and the Trump shit. Who you just seen? Just like your first like.
So, first reaction I ain't give a fuck because I mean Lil Wayne is in his own world.
Yeah.
But then that goes back into what I say. Lil Wayne really only care about the bag. If Trump paying, I'm showing up.
Yeah.
And
so do you got to pay for that?
I think Trump paid for that. Trump probably paid Lil Pump. Like Lil Pump ain't just pulling up a Trump rally.
I think he would, because he needs.
He's big enough.
He's trying to get clout.
He's small enough.
He's low enough to where like he's like okay, yes, he has 20 million followers on Instagram, but he's like
he's not.
His
not
capital
Wayne.
is so low.
He's not on the Wayne low. It's like yeah, you can come perform at the Super Bowl.
This how I looked at Lil Pump when I seen like 50 Cent say like, oh fuck that, we ain't paying that 62% tax, and 50 Cent got so much publicity from like just even like political news and like regular hip hop news. Lil Pump was like, that's Trump. He's just gonna talk about me.
Yeah,
I think that's why he like doubled down.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
Because like I'm not listening to Trump. I mean, when I heard Lil Pump go up there and be like, yeah, and Trump's bringing back the troops, it's like, yeah, the nigga who's been telling me about lean and you want me to listen? Come on, bro.
Yeah, so
and that's why I hate politics. Is so fucking hypocritical because the people on the right side will talk so much shit like, oh my God, y'all let LeBron James speak for y'all, like come to y'all's rally, y'all. Like people who look at least respectable to speak.
Yeah, I was on a Democratic ass about Cardi B.
Lil Pump coming, they like, yeah. Look, the Trump talking about Lil Pimp. I'm like,
yeah, I did feel the same way about Biden using
like,
Cardi.
Come on, bro.
So yeah, it's similar.
It's like they was killing Cardi B, but as soon as a celebrity that fuck with them come out and say, it's kind of like somebody said whenever these athletes was coming out like supporting Trump, like Brett Favre fuck with Trump, Jay Cutler said they was voting for Trump, and all these political people on the right was all like, oh yeah, it was like, oh, you only don't want people to shut up and dribble or play sports and stay in their lane when it comes to like, oh, because they fuck with your sides. Now it's like, I mean, like I said, it's on both sides. Because Brett Favre and Jay Cutler was getting killed by Democrats for coming out and supporting Donald Trump. But
yeah, I think with Wayne, he in his own world, man. And Wayne often say he don't listen to politics. He don't get on the Twitter. He don't know.
That's why I was just weird when I seen it. I was like, he don't even really. He didn't give a fuck about shit like this. Yeah. Well, he was like, I like the platinum plan.
Oh, he said that? I didn't hear him speak. I just seen a picture.
He was like, it's gonna give our people ownership. In whatever,
I'm pretty sure he got paid to do that, just like 2 Chainz got paid to sing "I'm Different."
Bro, we gotta stop doing shit. That nigga said, "What did he say? Biden's gonna be different." I don't know what he said leading up to.
I did not know the song was coming, that shit threw me for a loop.
I felt when he kept repeating "I'm different." I was like, I know he's not about to do that.
It hit me like a plot twist. I did not see that shit coming. I was gonna give a nice little modest speech, and then the beat drop. I say, we cannot be in reality right now. This shit cannot. Like with Wayne, I ain't seen nothing. I just seen a picture.
Yeah.
But when I heard like, bro, I was like, this can't be real. This is like Mad TV
like,
sketch or some shit.
It was like with his Twitter like post of the picture. He says, "I'm out the platinum plane." Like,
Man,
it's gonna give our people ownership.
Yeah, and he probably didn't tweet that shit. Somebody in his camp tweeted that shit.
PR had sent us over,
like so. Yeah,
tweet that, put that out. But I was like, wait. The thing is, Wayne got like the least of the kill. Usually, people get like Ice Cube was getting killed, and Ice Cube was actually just like saying, "I'm just meeting with both sides, just trying to create plans for everybody." And he got killed.
It goes into like either you double down, like, but once you like kind of apologize or like even speak on it, like people how to attack you more. Wayne wasn't gonna say shit about it.
Wayne, you never hear him say nothing about it ever. That's how I feel like there's another thing too. If you're a celebrity and so you are getting a little controversy, if you just don't say nothing, especially in this society, it's gonna blow over.
I even think Wayne said "fuck Trump" in his music before.
I don't even know.
I listened to Wayne enough. I think I've heard a line with him saying something about Trump.
Something about Trump.
I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm sure it's just a bag thing. And then we look at them like, oh, they sellouts. Well, you're voting, so you ain't too much better. Y'all all invested into this race.
Like I don't think like even with 50 Cent, when 50 Cent said "fuck that," like I don't look at that as a sellout. Like if I made $1 million and they were telling me now that they're gonna take 620,000, it's kind of like
it's your niggas' fault for taking this shit serious.
I don't want them to take that much money from me.
It's your fault for taking that shit serious.
Who?
These regular people.
Because
you're invested so much, you really think this gonna create change, but then you don't see them niggas just using us to get your attention. Oh, I mean, y'all whatever, but I'm gonna get my bag. Y'all still taking this shit serious. I'm gonna do me, and I'm not gonna blame a man for that because like y'all not doing the shit y'all need to do. So how y'all gonna tell me to do with how the fuck can y'all tell me what to do with my money and my life when y'all sitting up here waiting on some niggas to create change for y'all?
Yeah.
Like, it's hypocritical. Because to me, it's once again, if you're voting, that means you take this democratic shit serious, right? Or democracy serious. So when you so polarized to one side all the time, you really don't take it that serious because you're like, oh, it's always
you
one.
You hear this different change of ideas.
Yeah, you don't think the system really. You only think the system work if it's coming from this side.
Your side's the one.
That means the system don't really work because the system's supposed to include both sides, everybody in general. That's what the system's really, the democracy supposed to be. Everybody's voice can be heard, but obviously you got it. So yeah, how I look at it, bro. If you really think this shit real, why are you getting mad for somebody? Who you voted for? Trump?
No,
Biden.
I voted for Biden, but then when it came to the senator, I voted for the Republican. Like, I want checks and balance. Like, I want niggas just had a whole. Like, I wouldn't want to be all Democrats because I don't know what the fuck they gonna do. They might fuck some shit up. So I said, okay, Biden, we gonna let you in. I'm tired of everybody and they bullshit. Put you in there. People said,
why did you vote?
I just voted just for the fuck of it.
I
voted because it's the duty as an American to voice my political.
What do you
voice.
think will come out of that?
I don't know. My thing with Texas though, like even voting for Biden in Texas, I don't. When you live in a state that you like, if you live in California, right, and you like, if I'm voting for Trump, you know, like California's always gonna be blue
because it's just about the.
It's like California's always gonna be blue. Now, if you vote in places like you see how close, like some of these races are really close. Like if you look at Georgia and it's like these guys are separated by like 2,000 votes. Then like if you whatever side's able to pull more people out, then it can benefit you in that way. But if you're in places like Texas, California, it don't really. It's like unless this shit just so polarized people. It was close though in Texas at first. And that people talking about Texas turning blue. I was like, if Texas turns blue, we talked about this earlier. People was hyping Joe Biden. Oh my God, he got so many votes. It's way more Trump. We hate you than we love Biden. That's why even in 2024, because I think Biden even said he's not doing like he's one.
It's a false turn blue.
He's one and done. Biden's like, I want to be president. Biden's been running for president since 1988. He's been trying to be president since 1988.
And you niggas elected him.
He was trying to run for president since 1988.
Yeah, bro, like that's like, bro, like
he's lost every time.
He
ran against Obama. It was him, Obama, and Hillary in 2008. He lost or he dropped out, and then Obama was like, "Come on, nigga, I'll bring."
Only in America you can be a habitual loser and then get elected as a president. Like
it's just a perfect storm. He got that Obama like cool, like oh that's Biden, and everybody hated Trump. So it's like it's just the perfect storm for him to actually come through and win in the
nigga
end.
Been running since '88, and that didn't show y'all.
Okay,
that didn't show y'all he wasn't worthy enough.
92, 96, 2000. Yeah, okay, because 2000 was Bush.
I'm done with you niggas.
Okay, he's been running since. I don't know if he ran these things. I don't know if he ran every year. I don't know if he was running.
He didn't have no clout to run some years, but he wanted it.
I don't think in 2004 he was running. I know he ran whenever Obama. Because he said Obama's like one of the. I don't know if he said. He didn't say he was the first black person he's ever met that's like respect. Yeah, I don't know. He said something like along those lines that could be portrayed like, oh, this is a good boy. Like he's like, you know what I'm saying? He speaks well. He does this well. He does that. But I was thinking about it too because I feel like Trump got a lot of people into politics. So I was like, this could either go good.
Bullshit.
I feel like this could go either good for Democrats or bad because now that people are kind of like seeing what shit's going on, if they do a fucked up, like perception wise, fucked up job, like say all these things people are so scared of, socialism, they're gonna do whatever the fuck people perceive they're gonna do. The Republicans, they would be like, hey, we'll just rock with when Trump was president, I was making money, I was doing this, I was doing that.
I think
so I'm gonna just roll with this side.
My thing is about it, if people truly paid attention to it, at some point when do you realize you realize this process is not an efficient process to change. Like it just takes too long. So I like when people say they paying attention to it more, it's like you paying attention to the surface of it. You're not really diving into the reality.
Well, there's always shit that's getting done. Every day there's shit happening that people don't even. It's like you look at the big shit. Like just last week, Supreme Court was talking about striking down the Affordable Care Act. Pretty much. Well, there's a mandate in it that says that they're trying to find out if it's unconstitutional. Is it constitutional for the government to be able to tell people that we will fine you if you don't have insurance, if you don't even have insurance or not? They're saying if they strike that down, they'll do Affordable Care Act. But then they said the Supreme Court just like, well, we don't want to strike down the whole thing. We'll just take that part out.
Nobody talked about Obama with that shitty shit.
What, the Affordable Care Act?
So he took a lot of money from black people because a lot of black people don't have health care but make over a certain level of money. But we still live check to check, so we get hold.
I got health care. Me, my son, and my wife, that shit's expensive as fuck.
Who don't have health care? Minorities.
You talking about like paid for health care by your job or just like free, like Medicare, Medicaid?
The numbers. Minorities usually just don't have health care. Like, so you taxing people when it's supposed to be for those type of people, but then they don't get the shit because, like, bro, certain qualifications. Well, shit is some bullshit. That's some bullshit shit.
It's like you can't get the free one if you're not, was it? You know, like we
you have to meet a lot of fucking requirements, bro.
3 people in your household, you got to make less than 30,000.
Like you have to meet a lot of fucking requirements.
Also, some shit be like you can't have a husband in the house. So it's like
you gotta have
the husband might be the only one that's working, making the 30,000. But if you're a single mom, you're making 30,000. It's you and 2 of your kids, you'll qualify. But if it's you, your wife, and your son, you make it 30,000, then you won't qualify for something because you're in. It's a crazy thing.
And then you still have to pay that money, or regardless, if you have to pay that money or get this high ass fucking insurance bill. And it's like, I feel like insurances can inflate their prices because they know you have to get it. Insurance high as fuck. Me and K-Ray was looking for this shit. $350 for one person? It's cheaper to have a family. I'm like, well, fuck it. Might as well you get 4 kids. We can all pay $350 together, goddamn.
Oh, I don't know what shit y'all looking at. My shit, the
Marketplace?
The more kids you got, the fucking higher the shit go.
Well, I'm looking at marketplace shit, like just the regular shit that be open from like November to January, whatever that shit. It's high for everybody apparently, because I didn't know that for people with kids. You didn't know it for single people, so it looked like on both sides, it's high on both sides. So that Affordable Care Act really was bullshit. Because who did it help? Who did it fucking help?
I think one thing it did do was protections for people with pre-existing conditions.
That's what's up.
So like if you got diabetes, insurance people can't be like.
But why tax somebody that don't have health care?
I don't know why you should. I don't think you should be like people who can't get it or don't. If you don't want it,
like if you're gonna tax them for health care, do they get free fucking health care? If you're gonna take the money out at the end of the year, don't that mean they should get health care? Nah, they still don't get it. How the fuck does that make sense? So why are you taking my money?
Well, yeah, it's like a fine. So like if you don't get health care, they're gonna charge you like I don't even know.
But if I pay the fine,
I still ain't gonna have health care.
So what did it prove? Like, so I pay all that money.
Now if you pay $500, we'll give you the health care.
That's what I'm saying. And even if I have to pay the fine, it's a fine for me not having. So it's like you're gonna keep charging me when I already don't have it. I'm trying to get my life together.
Yeah.
Like, so now, and then when you take it, I still don't get any benefits from taking that money. Like what? And each year it goes up more expensive. The first year is like a certain percentage. The next year that shit it incrementally go up. Like you'll quickly get into paying thousands of dollars at the end of the year. The first year is like $400-500, and after that it's $1,000. Like bro, that shit gets expensive. So yeah, that shit illegal. Fuck Obama for that shit. That shit was whack as fuck. It don't even make sense, bro. But let the Democrats fucking say, "Oh, Obama didn't do no fucking wrong."
Yeah, I don't get the It's just always
That nigga Biden sucked, bro. I'm sorry. Trump and Obama, he barely fucking won. He had all the anti-hate from Trump, and then you got Uncle Joe with black, and he still was fucking ass. Like that shit a joke, bro. He had all that.
He can't. The reason I thought he was gonna lose was because I knew there was so much Trump hate, but it just looked like there was so much Trump love. Like,
Yeah.
if you look like, bro, when you watch Trump rallies, like think about it like this. They would make a live Joe Biden rally, right, where he's doing people in their circles, social COVID, right? And you say like just say Fox News, CNN, they got it live on their YouTube. There'd be like 5,000 people, 10,000 people watching. Trump going to do his rally. Oh, Trump rally, Pennsylvania, live now. 150,000 people watching. 108. I'm like, I don't know. Biden don't got that. But like I said, it's more of a credit to Trump than Biden, the fact that he won, because people hate Trump.
Trump
so
lost
much.
that shit. Trump lost.
Yeah,
that
he
shit.
lost. Biden didn't win. Trump lost. People hate Trump so much. Like when you see Van Jones, is it Van Jones crying? You seen Van Jones crying?
That black dude.
The black dude seen him crying. Don Lemon was crying. It was like, oh my god,
niggas gay.
It's a better day. Life's gonna be great. And
I want to hit niggas like that in their mouth.
it's like, what
you niggas not allowed in my Wakanda. I'll beat them niggas up, bro.
And then people was like posting pictures of Van Jones like at the White House with Trump and Candace Owens smiling.
That disturbs me, bro.
It's like,
that disturbs me, bro. It truly disturbs me because those are the boule people, by the way. Those type of people. Like, you buying into the system even though you know it does nothing for your people. But you at a certain level, so you good. Like, most people that go through sororities and shit, so you get like the Shaqs, the niggas that's in media, most black people in media or in entertainment is a boule person.
I just be wanting to know like why, like I said, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat. I be wanting to know why people lean to one side. Like I was watching Everyday Struggle today, and the desk was like, I know a lot of you wanted us to bring it up, which I don't think their audience know who the fuck brought that up to them. The Senate runoff is going on in Georgia in January. Y'all can go to the link in the description down below to request absentee ballots. Like you're not just saying vote.
Ad placement.
You're not just saying vote because when the thing doesn't say Georgia vote or whatever, it says like Georgia Democrats. Like why are they?
Hey brother, we need to check in on what that Democrat advertising money look like.
That's a lot of money.
We need to get on that way.
It's a lot of money.
Because them niggas handing out the bag.
It's a lot of money. It's like, and I see why conservatives be scared because like they're saying like it's never been a time where major corporations are like choosing a side. Like so, like I feel like when Complex does that, when they say their thing just says Democrat, you're cutting off like Michael Jordan said Republicans buy shit too. I'm not fucking cutting off.
Yeah.
Like when you do that, you're cutting off.
It's not great business tactics.
And you're pretty much saying like this side's right and that side's wrong.
You participating in politics and religion, which is in business.
It shouldn't have nothing to do. Like,
you're violating. You're violating right now.
Yeah.
That's why you can tell a lot of businesses like or corporations like, oh, I see the game y'all playing. Like, yeah. But I was thinking about the boule shit. The only people that's not in the boule is rappers. Like when they talk about the pulse of the industry.
You don't think Jay-Z's like a whatever you call it?
He's been shown taking pictures of shit like that. But yeah, I think you can get infiltrated later. But like you're not initially going through the process because like, well, if you're a boule, you don't you don't touch the screen. You don't even really touch shit before. But rappers, like I say, they got control. Like that was the one industry we had control in, and you see them starting to get control over that. But any other industry, the black people basically are censored because of their affiliations, whether it's to they group or whatever. But they be censored, bro. And man, the boule crazy. If you Google it real quick. Look up boule, bro. Look up boule. Look up boule entertainers.
Bro, what the fuck is the matter?
Y'all can't see this, but we're gonna get it.
I ain't got that PC like you niggas. My shit might go a little slow.
Boule entertainers.
I don't know if it's entertainers.
Martin Luther King in the boule. It's so many people.
Anybody? You think people should follow Martin Luther King either?
Hey man, he even said it himself. I might have led my people into a burning building.
I do. It's right. Who the fuck are these people? Gay is a new black.
Look up bootleg celebrities. Michael B. Jordan. There's so many.
Bro, I do not know how to spell. I put celebritos.
Oh, I don't know how to spell either.
I just let Google correct me.
Stephen A. Smith, Shaq.
Those are the Cooney bunch. They got, I don't know who these people are. I know Steve Harvey, Kim Newton. But they got Ben Carson, they got Don Lemon, they got Stacey Dash.
I don't think Kevin Gates and Boosie in the bootleg, but I think they're adding it. But it's basically everyone affiliated with the sororities and shit like that. Almost everybody, every black entertainer is in a sorority. And then when you talk about the ritualistic process they go through. No, he just talk about the shit all the time. But yeah, you think about the ritualistic practices that they go through in the fraternities and shit, how they get beat, how they get abused, or what do you call it? When you embarrass, the hazing and all that shit. And then it's the similar shit that they do in these other occult places. So it's the same shit, bro. The same shit. You go through that, and it basically programs your mind to be a certain type of way. Because you gotta think, just to get through school, that certain level of school, you already been trained to be a certain type of way. Because the average black person not gonna get through that shit. Then you gotta think about the dues that you have to pay. You have to have a certain amount of money to get into these sororities and shit like that. So you gotta pay a certain amount of money. You gotta put a certain amount of blood and sweat into that shit. And then once you get into it, they beat you, they batter you, and they basically say you're not who you are no more. You're this. Like, don't identify with yourself anymore. You're a group now. You're a part of this sorority. You're a part of this class of people. Like, you're brotherhood. You're this brotherhood. You're not an individual person anymore. And usually when you're in college, lame ass niggas get into that shit because they never had themselves and they always want to fit into shit. So that's when you see them niggas going to sororities, or fraternities. So they'll do anything anyways because they always want to fit in anyways. So yeah, and then they get into the embarrassment phase of it and get belittled and all these different things to where you don't even feel like a person no more and you just a part of the brotherhood and everything about the brotherhood. And then you receive benefits after all that shit. The connections, they talk about it. If you want to be a successful black man, get into that shit. But it's a lot of shit you gotta go through. And by that time, you're a well-cultivated black man in this society. You know the do's and don'ts in this society. You know the games to play. You know you know the affiliations you need to play with. And it's hard. It's like the Masons. You got the low-level niggas. Of course, there's some niggas that they never rise up to that. But it's niggas that they know they can see what like, bro, when I went with Troy, like me and Troy went to the little shit the little seminars where all the little different fraternities and shit come up. Them niggas was looking at me like gold. Like they was looking at Troy like Troy wanted to be in the shit. I'm just going with Troy because he asked me to go. Them niggas like, yeah, we see you. But
Troy was a big nigga we had, right?
Yeah. Not he's just a big dude, you know. I had a nice little unit on and everything. Niggas was like, we want that nigga. It was like, how your grades is? You wanna get in it? Niggas was recruiting me basically.
They'll see you walking, be like, oh.
They see a picture, nigga, like that nigga could be
a Kappa.
Not even that. They know what to look for, bro. They know what to look for when they talk about like you basically you looking for somebody you know you can make money off of. Them niggas pimps. They basically pimping these kids out. You got to make money for them. You got to do all these different things for them, and we're gonna leave y'all little things. So they look for people that they know that could be possibly like. I know they seen that in me, bro. I just maybe people you call it egotistical. That's why I really want to get into it. Cause I'm like, listen, this nigga being full of himself, and that's why I want to do it. But bro, I
look at the nigga
like you know when I talk about how when women look at you like, oh, that's something that I want. Them niggas was looking at me like them niggas was heavily recruiting me like I got 20 sacks outside. Like niggas just see me break records on a football field. Like these niggas like recruiting me like colleges. And I'm like, it's something to this shit. And as I got older, I figured the shit out. But yeah, bro, niggas like Stephen A, he had something on him. He had like a certain aura, essence. Like we know that nigga gonna rise. Or even Shaq. Like of course you know a nigga like Shaq, but Shaq don't need to be in that. Yeah. But they could rush that nigga into that shit. Be like, hey man,
it's good marketing too. If you get like a nigga like Shaq, like he Omega, oh fuck it, I'm gonna rock with the
more niggas to pimp on. So and then you can get a nigga like Shaq in line. And now
you think Shaq in line, or he kind of just got like blessed in? Like you know, in gangs, it's kind of like some niggas just get blessed in.
He show his ass a lot, so I don't know. Like literally
his ass.
He literally show his ass a lot, so I don't know. Like, and that's representation of where he come from. So that may be him showing he's in line. The black man showing his ass, that's worse than putting on a
Hey,
dress.
I need a fraternity nigga on this hoe. Don't let Bryce slander y'all like that, man.
Oh, y'all ain't got it.
Come here and tell me
you
what
niggas,
I really do.
Them niggas gonna be so butthurt.
Oh, they can't even tell you. They can't even tell you what they
No,
do.
they'll be so butthurt because they think I'm attacking them because they don't know the history and the origins of why that shit was created.
Because they can't. Kind of like a gang, like certain gangs, they can't even.
Yeah.
So I remember people ask like, "Oh, when you become a Crip?" They'd be like, "Take whatever color code, like on the 52nd day or some shit." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
they can't even really like. They can't say November 13th.
And it's low level niggas, but the niggas that you see on TV, bro, those niggas are well affiliated and they know a lot more than the average nigga. So I can talk to the average nigga. He not gonna know about those connections that he ain't. Obviously, he talking to us.
He not taking advantage of connections.
No knock to us, but I'm just saying we know where we at right now.
I don't think I know anybody that's in the fraternity.
Not personally.
I know a couple girls in sororities.
Yeah.
You think a sorority is less than like the fraternities? Like less of the hazings? I mean, I don't know.
Most of the successful black women is the same. They went to school, got educated, and went through that process. And it's for women, it's different because they buy into the materialism and shit like that. Like think about it. If you're AKA, you have to be a bougie bitch. Like if you're not a bougie bitch, if you don't have nice shit, if you don't have luxurious things,
who do I know?
That's the programming with women.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean,
that's the programming with women.
The AKA girls I know, they are like the
And they were AK. They had the AK energy before they
became. They knew that they was born to be this.
Exactly. So now when they see me, they was like, we can get that. It's something about. But I guess I was on the prep. Like I was right on the edge. Like, ooh, but they was like, we get that.
I remember it's like you can't even talk to nobody for like the whole year or some shit. And not like the whole semester.
You gotta cut. You can't talk.
You can't cut your phone off.
That's a spiritual shit. You can't talk to your family. You can't talk to your friends. You can't talk to any of the shit that you used to know.
They go through your phone. I think somebody told me.
No, you are not. You don't have any control, nigga. We want to come in your house while you sleeping. We can come fuck with you. Like it's literally like it's like how they terrorize like terrorists. They cut the lights on, flick the lights on, shit like that.
Okay, let me put a disclaimer right here. All this shit Bryce talking about, I gotta do my own research. I don't know if it's true, but
no, think about it.
But you might be right.
Think about it.
But I'm about to say this. It does look kind of weird when you think about it. It's like, okay, you can't talk to this person, you can't do this, and then like after these months of this, you get revealed as like something.
I'm coming now.
You know, it's like you get revealed as you get revealed as whatever after that whole process.
And the thing is, they don't want any external things like, hey, bro, you sure you want to just go in there and do it, like, or anything? They just want you to be full on, dedicated, no distractions, and that's how we should be in life if you really want to get something done.
Yeah,
cut everything off. Cut everything off. They showing you some shit that could help you get successful too.
Yeah,
but there's also distancing yourself for what you know yourself as.
Yeah.
And yeah, that shit's deadly when you think about it's a perfect time for them because you just coming into self. Now you destroying your any little idea of self, and we're gonna implant what we think you should be. So when you coming out of high school, you just coming out of that shit, and a lot of people be like, "Man, this is my time to restart." Bet, let's get that nigga.
You don't know what people do use college like a restart too,
and them niggas be that's
like a whole new life because when you go to if you go to say go to Summer Creek, and then you go to let's say go to Sam Houston. I'm sure there's gonna be people from Summer Creek that go there, but a lot of niggas you don't know. They don't know you. It's like a whole new start. You can be whoever you want to be there. You don't gotta be the fucking goofy ass weirdo kid.
We've seen it.
You can be the new like, oh, I'm cool. I'm this. I'm that. A totally different person when you get to college.
Yeah.
And that's how I go for life.
And I'm not saying reinventing yourself is wrong, but you're in a vulnerable stage when you're reinventing yourself. That's why when your family be telling you shit, when you're reinventing yourself, you're like, man, fuck y'all. Y'all don't know what I'm trying to do for myself. Or your friends disagree with you, like, fuck y'all. Y'all don't know what I'm trying to do. So in that same aspect, when you go in college, you're in a very vulnerable state because it's your first time being independent. It's your first time being on your own and learning how to adapt kind of, and you're not in society yet, but it's very close. So if you can learn there, you can kind of learn how to the next move into society. But now a group trying to tell you like, hey, nah, come eat off us. Come use us as a crutch in a sense. Like don't form your own ideas. Don't become your own independent person.
And it's good marketing. It's kind of like what we talk about. We talk about street niggas in the black community. A lot of people look at street niggas as that's the, like hey, you said women are attracted to it. There's girls in high school all the time like, oh, I want a hood nigga, I want this. When you go to especially a black college, it's kind of like if you're unless you're in sports, if you're not, it's like a hierarchy. It's like I don't know, fraternity niggas might be even higher than sports niggas. Like at TSU, you didn't even hear girls talking about who the footballers, the basketball. It's like who the Kappas, who the Alphas. It was like the hierarchy would be fraternities, sports, then all you other regular ass niggas.
No bullshit. Because even with my looks, it wasn't enough at shit. I obviously.
I'm me. It's not impossible to get girls, but
it's not. Like, they don't give you that look. Like it could be easier. I look at a nigga and I know he not even close to my level, whether he play football or not. But he got a certain integrity or whatever credentials. Yeah. He look so he good, and just because what he affiliated with, and I'm like, bro, y'all know that nigga Pion. And even then, I laugh because all them niggas bitches still be getting fucked because y'all still lame as fuck, and that's why y'all be ready to fight every goddamn body.
When we see, never mind, be quiet.
Hey, yes sir, yes sir, talk your shit. My bad. I'm
not even talking about me. I'm talking about.
I know it. We just used to see it. We used to see it. These niggas think they had their girls locked down, and these hoes was wild.
Right in the dorm room.
Like we was friends with them because we went to school with them, or we just was cool dudes. But they were telling us how they ain't give a fuck about them niggas. Football players too, man. Them niggas. When you in practice,
like you literally like her dude live in this dorm over here, and she kicking it with my boy.
Yeah, we know.
Like you was just in the class, and y'all just walking down there. The Tiger walking together. Now you over here.
Hey man,
like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's a deadly game out here. Don't let them credentials. Look, it's just like a nigga that think he got money. You think that money gonna keep that woman? You better have some personality, a little swag about your nigga. Cause bro, nigga, you gonna be in that room alone with that girl. Niggas ain't gonna be in the room with you. But that's where the gangbanging shit come in. Cause that's the only time niggas can be comfortable. I'm pulling y'all niggas a point. Y'all niggas weak.
You're tripping.
I'm over, bro. I ain't got no filter, dog.
Yeah, this nigga tripping.
He like, man, it's a lot of niggas in sororities. Obviously, it's not every nigga. But, bro, think about it. It's not a lot of family. I can see how I'm pushing a lot of buttons. As far as the demographic we touch, we got a little educated people. So I'm sure some niggas highly offended right now.
I don't know. I didn't do the research on the boule. I don't know, guys. They
didn't either. That's why I don't give a fuck. Be mad at them niggas. Don't be mad at me. I didn't entrap your ass. I'm trying to free you.
But yeah, just I don't know, man. 2020 is about to be over. It's been a crazy year. Biden's most likely looking like he's gonna be the president come January 20th.
9 times out of 10.
You know, just I just don't like. Okay, the way people view Trump racist. He's scary. He's ignited people. Now, I even said this in the video. I do think Trump being president has I would say is it Trump or is it media? Because I told a story here, how I let media kind of make me scared. Okay, I'm walking behind this white lady going to work. Going home. Is that a Trump thing or is it a media thing? Because it's not like this shit. People's thing is Trump made the racists come out of their holes and be comfortable being racist
for white people.
Yeah, it looked like that, but could it possibly just be that now social media is more prevalent than ever? We're seeing it more.
White people are more prevalent.
Maybe it was going on in Obama's first 2008 or George Bush's, but we just couldn't see it all the time.
Bro, a white person literally told me this is the worst. This is the worst it's ever been for us in America.
Who? Black people? White
people in general, because they like Trump. Trump, look what I'm like, bro. For you and your people, now y'all may be seeing some flaws, but nigga, every president's been a reflection of that. So yeah, did he bring it out? No, I don't think so. I just think maybe white people are more conscious to the shit because media, but black people have been feeling racism every day.
But my thing is just no, I'm just saying even like Van Jones was crying oh, now it feels like there's gonna be decency back in the country. And Don Lemon said this has been my worst couple years. I've been in the business.
He's a lying fuck.
I've been in the business of the '90s. I've never been called a nigger before or a fag or whatever he was that's what he said. That's what's happened to him over the Trump years. But it's
I would have called you a fag before Trump. So
one black girl,
don't.
Oh God, we're canceled. I gotta. Oh, it's live. God damn it. Oh, we're canceled.
What's wrong with fag?
No, you can't say it.
Call him a cigarette.
No, it's one of them fucking. Oh God, we're canceled.
Oh yeah, you two do that.
And what was I about to say? Oh damn, this is my channel. Hey, this
you said the fag word first.
No, but I'm saying it in reference to what he said. You saying it in a different.
Well, I obviously ain't the first person to say it.
But anyways, what was I saying?
Racism's bad.
This girl made a point. She was like, there's a black chick that was filming her, like CNN or something. She was like, yeah, it's cool with everybody's president, but I don't get this. I don't get this like normalcy that people are talking about. Oh, we can go back to normal. She was like, what is normal? Because she was like, I was fresh out of college marching for Trayvon Martin, and Obama was the president. So I don't know what y'all mean. Like we're going back to normal. She said, because mother was getting killed before. So it's like, what is this normal that we speak about? I just think like Joe Biden is like, it's a bad thing too, because kind of like Obama. Like,
niggas gonna go back
to sleep. They'll be like, "What? Oh, we're good." Like, it's like putting it on like autopilot. Like Biden will figure it out. Everybody's gonna be nice. It's gonna be lucky go lucky. It ain't gonna be like that. You gotta. Have you seen the movie Snowden? Do you know who Edward Snowden is? You gotta watch that movie. If Trump pardoned it, he should be pardoned. He's an American fucking hero. Like if people knew more about his, now a lot of people know. Joe Rogan had him on twice. He's got movies. He's got 4 million followers on Twitter. All he was doing was trying to let Americans know, hey, they watching y'all. I work for the NSA. They looking at your phone like my phone could be turned off right now, off, dead, and they can cut my shit on without me knowing and watch me. Because he was using the programs and they was watching people. Mm-hmm. Now I get it. Y'all want to try to find terrorists, but when y'all just watching regular people, it's like I guess if you get like a
what terrorists are y'all searching for?
No, any 9/11, whatever. Like I guess if
you are the biggest terrorist.
I guess if you get like a credible threat, you think like, oh, this guy's talking about blowing up.
That's bullshit. That's the excuse.
Or something like that.
That's an excuse. You're the terrorist.
Who?
The CIA and NSA and all that. You're the terrorist.
Yeah, but if they're gonna protect me from getting blown up, I'm fine with that. That's what I'm saying.
They're not protecting you from getting blown up.
It's always home. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, they stop people that blow shit up. So I mean,
they're in more threat of you than a terrorist ever will.
How so?
They have all your information.
I just don't. Even if they have everybody's information, I don't think there's no way they're gonna wield it against you.
No way.
Like, I just don't think so.
Like,
I don't think a regular person.
What about like manipulation, like the shit that get put in front of you and stuff like that?
Oh, like people like putting ads. Like I just
like the echo chamber shit.
I mean, I guess yeah. I mean,
because our information constantly getting sold, and then they constantly feeding us the same information that they know that they get from us.
I think it just depends on the person. Because some people just look at some shit like, I don't necessarily believe that. I don't necessarily believe this. Like it don't matter if you put
but CNN. That's the problem with the echo. That shit keep hitting you. Keep hitting you and keep hitting you and keep hitting you, and eventually you believe it. That's what the problem with the echo is. Like we are. I think
I mean, yeah, that's for people who just like go scroll, not people who like independently look stuff up on their own.
Okay, I got you.
Like, if you independently looking up shit on your own, that's different. But if you just scrolling and you get shit every day, that's one thing.
Yeah, I guess
that's whatchamacallit. That makes sense like that. But I was saying they not. But I'm talking about as far as like what he was explaining they wanted to do with it initially. But then when it's just like, hey guys, they're looking at y'all nigga shit without your information, without your what's it called? Without your permission. I think it was Verizon, the first one he leaked. And now he got to hide in Russia for the rest of his life because he's scared to come back because just pardon that nigga. Like,
well, just because he's important, I mean he won't get killed.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. But like, I guess like, a lot of people don't. I don't know. Like, the government's just so weird. Like, why would you even kill him? Like, it's already been. It ain't like he can expose more. It's already been exposed. It's like I feel like you're supposed to kill people before they get exposed. Like once they expose, it's already exposed. Then if he was to get pardoned and come to America, people were like, and he get killed. It makes me
think
it's like, wow, we know who killed him.
The masses can really be changed like that. Then that's because that's how they act. They act like they don't have as much control like they like. When we think about the government, we think about media, Hollywood. Y'all have a monopoly on our on how we see things, right? But yet when just one person starts to speak up against it, like y'all niggas start panicking, especially if you get a platform. Like, are niggas that fickle? Like, is your control that fickle? That's what I'm starting to notice. Because Alex Jones, Farrakhan, Snowden, niggas that give counterintuitive information, get counseled. But it's like, if you have so much control, if your military so big, why is these individual people the problem?
Obama was just trying to like kind of take him down a notch. You just called that nigga like a hacker. So he's just a hacker. Not that he was one of the most gifted NSA fucking.
So I think the people can turn on him a lot faster than like that's what I think they fear. Because I mean, when we look around, we really don't be paying attention to how a lot of other people be having revolution. There's a lot of people in the streets, and it ain't like Like in Venezuela, China. I mean, like seeing them Chinese, they be like, do this to in the riot. Like, when did y'all go through that? We didn't see y'all go through these problems.
That
Our
free
shit,
Hong Kong shit.
like, but we didn't. It went.
Whenever the NBA got like canceled.
But ain't nobody really tell us what's going on over there. Ain't going on over there. Ain't know they was fighting against their government.
Well, I knew they was. I knew because it was like Hong Kong was its own thing. Then something had happened where like the Chinese communists was starting to take over Hong Kong.
What's it called? The EU, the British,
the Brexit shit.
Yeah, the Brexit. The Greece people, they came out, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people was coming out like, no, nigga, we ain't waiting on no votes. We outside now. And I think that could easily happen in America. We see it happen in so many other places. And yeah, I think that's what they fear. And I think the protests, they had control over their protests, but one of these days they might not have it. Yeah, I don't know how shit. I thought George Floyd might have killed going.
I forgot what I was watching when there were people protesting. They was like, they was turning that bitch up. I forgot what country that was.
Yeah, they was turning that bitch up.
They was like, I forgot what. They had like mountains and shit. I forgot what country it was. They was like, nah, we ain't fucking around with this shit no more. I forgot what country. But
because I mean, once the people change, all that little fake ass power y'all got don't matter unless y'all gonna nuke.
Yeah, you just have to kill everybody.
Yeah, and that's
like think about if all like think about because I would assume like if it's 300 million Americans, if it's 300 million Americans, right, and 150 million people voted, how many people do you think of that leftover adults? That's already half of the country. You think like another like how many kids do you think there are? Right, let's just say fucking there's 100 million kids, so it's another 50 million adults. If those 150 million people who voted was to turn against the government altogether in unison, what would they be able to do?
Even if people just stop working, they ain't even have to attack nobody. They just stop working, it'll crash the government, and people will be like,
you gotta think about it. Like that's like if everybody in Humboldt decided right now that nobody is gonna pay rent or pay anything. Like, what are they really gonna? If everybody in my apartment complex said we're not paying rent, I mean, what are they gonna do? I mean, they're gonna have to bring the whole fucking Houston HPD down here and remove everybody.
But that's just you say this apartment. Let's do all these apartments.
Yeah, if you do everybody, it's like, what are you gonna do?
Couldn't possibly do nothing.
Because if you think about it, some of these police officers looking. So it's like, are they gonna go against what everybody else is doing and look bad? But who knows, man?
You gotta get it.
I'm tired. 11:30. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, man. Make sure you subscribe. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. Absolutely Unsure Podcast.
Catch up.
Follow me on Twitter, _Different Show on Instagram.
We ain't do good things.
We just hop right into it, man. Rest in peace to everybody who passed away. Baxter, sit your stupid ass down. That's all I got, man. You got anything else?
Man, y'all can check out my channel. I'm doing question and answers. Y'all hit me up if y'all want to talk about some shit.
He going live.
Tuesdays and Thursdays if I ain't got a football game. But check out the Forbidden Fruit podcast. We got that going.
Yes, sir.
Straight spiritual. And yeah, that's about it for now. We
got
some more shit
coming. Come out.
Yeah, that shit gonna be fun. We're gonna have them stories. And he said he ain't coming with no filter, so I'm not either. So it's gonna be litty.
This nigga still yelling.
My bad, bro. I am sorry. I don't know why I'm so fucking loud.
All right, man. We had it, man. See you next week, hopefully. Bye-bye.